The Raider Walk, a tradition brought to Texas Tech by Tommy Tuberville from his days at Auburn. Tonight, the Red Raiders close out their non-conference season, taking on the Lobos from New Mexico. After playing on the road last week, Tommy Tuberville and his Red Raiders of Texas Tech are back inside their home stadium, Jones AT&T Stadium here in Lubbock, Texas, as the Red Raiders of Texas Tech out of the Big 12 play host to the Lobos of New Mexico out of the Mountain West Conference. Hi, everybody. Along with the former Viking linebacker Ben Lieber, I'm Mike Gleason. It's always great to have you with us here on Fox College Sports. And Ben, Texas Tech trying to close out their non-conference season at 3-0. Their fans are excited to see that high-octane offense, and yet they're hoping to see some more improvement on the defensive side, but that defense could have their hands full tonight.
Yeah, exactly right. They're going to have their hands full with this triple option that the Lobos like to run. And it's got a little bit of a twist. They like to run out the pistol formation, so it's going to be a lot of fun.
And New Mexico against Texas last week ran 22 plays in the first quarter. Texas only had 7.
Yeah, it's all about ball control, and they like to do it with a myriad of 3 backs, but especially Casey Carrier. He's a guy that the coaches say has a great burst. He gets north and south very quickly, so I look to see a lot of production out of him tonight. And on the other side of the ball is Javon Bell. He's a first-year guy from Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, and this is an offense that's really predicated on the horizontal passing game, but they say this guy has some vertical speed, and they might test him tonight. He had 1 touchdown last week, 81 yards. I think they're going to really throw it down the field to this guy.
Bell, one of 15 receivers for Texas Tech with at least 2 to 10 catches in the first 2 weeks. So coming up, it's Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, closing out the non-conference season against the Lobos of New Mexico. We'll be back in Lubbock with the opening kickoff right after this. And welcome back inside Jones AT&T Stadium in Lubbock, Texas. The Red Raiders of Texas Tech all set to take on the Lobos of New Mexico. There's Bob Davie, the head coach of New Mexico. After 11 years in the broadcast booth, the former head coach of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame comes in at 1-1 this year. And Tommy Tuberville, in his 3rd year as the head coach of Texas Tech, the former Auburn head coach, actually replaced Bob Davie as the defensive coordinator at Texas A&M when Davie left for South Bend to become the defensive coordinator for the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. All set to kick off. There's Kramer Fife, a sophomore from Austin, Texas. Now the Lobos of New Mexico won the toss. They want the football first. Carlos Wiggins is one of the deep backs, along with Chase Clayton. Lobos coming at 1-1. The Red Raiders coming at 2-0, trying to close out this non-conference season. 3-0. They'll have a bye next week, and then they open up Big 12 play. Fife with the kick, and it's a long one. Wow, this one will be taken at the 25-yard line. It's interesting, Ben. New Mexico obviously wants that ball control, as you talked about at the top of the broadcast. They won the toss, and they want the ball.
Yeah, exactly right. They want to control this clock. They understand the high potency of this Raider offense, and they don't want to defer and have the Raiders have an opportunity to go down and put a quick 7 on the board. So I think it's a smart move to take the ball, control the time of possession, and really grind this thing out on the triple option.
And the starting quarterback right there in the huddle is number 12, just to the right of your screen there. 6'3", 196-pound, fifth-year senior B.R. Holbrook. Dinged up last week against Texas, had to leave the game in the second quarter, but he's back, and they say he's 100%. He's got a full backfield, comes out firing the football, and this one's going to go incomplete. And the intended receiver was Chase Clayton, the sophomore from Carson, California. Penalty flag dropped at the 21-yard line. Eddie Shelton is our referee tonight.
Illegal formation, offense, too many men in the backfield. That penalty is declined. Second down.
It is a Big 12 officiating crew, so the penalty goes against the Lobos. After 2 games, they've had 9, so averaging about 4.5 penalties a game, not too egregious.
Yeah, it's exactly not where they really want to start this game. They had a 1st and 10, and I thought they're going to run the option. They come out and throw, but too many guys lined up off the ball.
In the pistol. Majority of that offense run out of the pistol. Holbrook keeps it. And he's up over the 30-yard line. And he's finally tripped up there by Bruce Jones, the junior from Eastvale, California, out of Riverside City College. A gain of 6.
A gain of 6 yards.
And it'll bring up a 3rd down situation. 3rd and 4 for the Lobos of New Mexico.
Well, that type of run right there, I think you're going to see that a lot today, where Holbrook is going to have the opportunity to carry this ball a lot. We were talking to coaches yesterday. They really want to make him run this ball. He was banged up a little bit last week, and they said, hey, we're going to go ahead and take away the pitch guy. Holbrook, you're going to have to beat us with your legs.
First 2 games are 48%, 3rd down situations. And no running room that time. Penalty flags are dropped. That was Carlos Wiggins. But again, the penalty dropped as the play started to progress. Zach Winbush getting the start at one of the linebacker spots for Texas Tech.
Illegal formation, offense, too many men in the backfield. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So that brings up the punting situation. Ben Scare, a junior from Waterloo, Illinois, will enter, and he'll kick it away. Austin Zuzalik is standing back at about the 38-yard line. So Texas Tech should open the game, Ben, with good field position.
Yeah, they really should. If you're the coach of the Lobos right now, you've got to be a little bit steamed, because those 2 penalties in the opening drive, those are things that are easily correctable.
Zuzalik, not too much room to catch that football, but he brings it up to the 43-yard line. Eugene Nebo makes a stop on special teams. And Ben, first chance to see Seth Dagey now, the senior from Texas. Last week threw 5 touchdowns. He had 5 last year against the Lobos.
I'm excited to see him play. He could reach the 5,000 passing yard mark on this drive right here. He only needs 51 to get the 5,000 mark, and he might get it on this opening drive.
Continues to climb. 51 for 5,000, 168 to pass Sonny Cumbie. On the list, they're going to keep it on the ground, and it's Kenny Williams that gets the start. And you talk about a stable of backs. You think of Texas Tech, you think of throwing the football, but they're going to go 3-4 deep in the backfield.
Yeah, they really are, and they get their guy back, Eric Stevens Jr., who had a knee injury last year, and he's really battled back, and so he's going to be a guy to watch as well this week.
No gain on the play, so 2nd and 10 at the 43. Dagey, first pass, comes up firing, it's complete. And it's inside Lobo territory, and that's Darren Moore on the receiving end. Matt Raymer making the stop. Moore, 3 touchdowns last year against New Mexico.
Yeah, he's another one of these dynamic receivers they really like. Eric Ward, Alex Torres, Darren Moore. I mean, these guys are going to get their number called a lot. We're going to hear a lot from this receiving corps.
Red Raiders with their first down. Now in the pistol. Red Raiders want to keep it on the ground. It's a lane all the way down to the 36-yard line. That's Kenny Williams again, the sophomore from Pflugerville, Texas. Dallas Bolema finally trips him up. There's that up-tempo offense now. Another first down, and Dagey looks over at the sidelines. First game against Northwestern States. They had 47 passes of 46 runs. Pretty good balance for Texas Tech. Dagey comes up firing, and this one's incomplete, a little bit high. Eric Ward, the intended receiver. Ward had a couple of touchdown catches against New Mexico last year. Did not play last week. He was dinged up.
Well, this is the type of thing we were talking about in the open. Is there typically a horizontal passing game? That means getting the ball out to the edges. But they said they might test this vertical passing game against this inexperienced defensive backfield for the Lobos.
Red Raiders inside the 30-yard line on the ground. So Dale Foster, junior college transfer, and Boloman makes his second tackle.
Tackled on the play by number 41,
Good pickup.
Dallas Bolima.
Brings up a third down and about 2, maybe 2.5 yards to go.
7 yards on the play brings up third down and 3. The ball on the 28-yard line.
So far, the Red Raiders on the year after 2 games, 63% on third down conversions. Daggy flush from the pocket. He's going to keep it. And he's got the first down for the Red Raiders.
Seth Daggy, the ball carrier for Red Raider. First down. Flag on the play.
Penalty flag was dropped on the play. I didn't see it until after the run. Let's listen for the call now.
Blocking the back. Offense, number 4. 10-yard penalty. Replay third down.
That was Bradley Marquez, who comes in with 10 catches already. Marquez, a member of the New York Mets organization. He's guilty of the infraction, so it pushes it back, and it's a third down again. And it's 3rd and 8. With the ball resting at about the 33-yard line. Eric Stevens in the backfield now with Daggy. His first appearance tonight on the first drive of the ball game for Texas Tech. Stevens inside the 20. He's got the first down.
Eric Stevens, the ball carrier.
Well, that's how you make up for that penalty. You just hand the ball up to Stevens and let him go off to the left side here. This is one of these little sweep plays, and great hole. Good job of the offensive line, and picks up a first down.
Well, Stevens might have been on his way to a 1,000-yard season last year. Got dinged up against Texas A&M. Missed the last 7 games of the season. Still wearing a brace. Can't wait to get the brace out, but he picks up 13 on the play. And Daggy picks up a touchdown. Eric Ward.
Seth Daggy's pass complete to number 18, Eric Ward for Red Raider. Touchdown.
What a great job, Eric Stevens. Pick up the blitz, throw where they're not. That's a great execution by picking up the blitz, throwing Ward on the skinny post for a touchdown.
Flag on the play. Again, we wait for Eddie Shelton.
Personal foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct. Offense, number 24. 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the kickoff.
Well, it goes against Eric Stevens. A tough call. But the touchdown stands. So Eric Ward, who did not play last week, he was dinged up. Ward with 84 catches last year with 11 touchdowns. Gets his first touchdown here in 2012. Ryan Buston. For the extra point, he's now 6 for 6 in that category this year. Eric Ward, a junior from Wichita Falls, Texas. Red Raiders on top, 7-zip.
For the past few decades, he's also been tremendously generous with his time and means to
Stadium here in Lubbock, Texas on Fox College Sports. 7-0 Texas Tech. Let's bring in the third member of our team now, Leslie McCaslin.
Well, you guys mentioned running back Eric Stevens, season-ending knee injury last year. He dislocated his knee, tore his ACL, tore his MCL. Basically, it was such a mess, the doctors waited 2 months to even operate on it. But now you can barely even tell that he was injured less than a year later, except for, like you mentioned, he wears that brace on his left knee, which he wants off so badly because he thinks it slows him down. It doesn't look like it. They're not going to let him get it off just yet, but they are going to count on him to be an integral part of this Texas Tech offense. Just to give you an idea of how important he is, last year they only won 1 of their last 7 games without him.
Thanks, Leslie. And Tommy Tuberville saying that knee not only had a tore ACL, it was shattered. Said everything was ripped up in that.
Yeah, he basically said the whole knee was destroyed. So it's great to see him back. And I know he doesn't like to wear that knee brace, but it's great to see him back on the field.
Kramer Fife with his second kickoff. Of course, the penalty pushed it back, and they're going to take it at the 6-yard line. It's David Anaya, a redshirt freshman. He is nailed at the 22.
David Anaya on the return for the Lobos.
Penalty flag down at the 35-yard line.
Flag on the play.
Great coverage that time. Blake Dees, the backup linebacker. Coming up to make the stop, Blake Dees, one of the guys that got experience last year when they were decimated with injuries on the defensive side of the football.
Holding during the return, number 90. 10-yard penalty, first down.
Let's go back and take a look at Blake Dees right now, getting it done on special teams.
Ray, when you're a young linebacker and you want to make an impact, you got to do it on special teams. A huge hit like right there by Dees. He's excited. Opened up the shirt like Superman. Good for you, man.
Is your Gene Messer Auto Group drive summary.
Mentioned Eddie Shelton, the referee, and we were told this is a Big 12 officiating crew. It's actually the CFO West officiating crew, so I stand corrected and apologize. Now the ball pushed back just over the 10-yard line, opening from the pistol. And Holbrook wants to come up firing and nowhere to go. He's going down with the sack. The number 54, that's Dartwan Bush, the junior from Clute, Texas.
Sack by number 54, Dartwan Bush.
And this is nothing more than just a coverage sack. Nowhere to go. Goes through his progressions.
Second down and 12.
And Bush just comes around the edge and beats the tackle. And, you know, a lot of credit to that secondary. Those are the things that you got to come back and you celebrate and you go right to your secondary and say, good job, guys. You got me one.
Ben, at the top of the broadcast, we said they ran 22 plays in the first quarter against Texas, compared to only 7 for the Longhorns. They had the ball for 12 minutes and 25 seconds. Well, Texas had it for 2:35. Second down and 12 now. Holbrook, they're going to keep it on the ground, and forward progress will spot this at the 10-yard line. That's Darrell Presley with the carry, and that's Terrence Bullock, strong side linebacker, making the stop for Texas Tech, along with Kerry Hyder.
Well, and this is a little bizarre. You know, we thought they were just going to come out and try to run the ball and really control this clock and not let the Red Raiders have much time to go down with their wide open offense. But, you know, they're throwing the ball, attempting to throw the ball a little too much right now. I think they need to go back to the triple option, go back to what they know best.
Third down, they picked up 1 yard on the play. Presley in the pistol again behind Holbrook. Holbrook reads that end. He's up over the 15 to about the 16. And that's going to bring up another punting situation. Cody Davis, who's making his 39th start, comes up to make the stop.
Number 16, Cody Davis.
Well, it's a tough call when it's 3rd and long, and you know, that's the type of situation you put yourself in when you're a triple option team and you're 3rd and long and you need to throw. Throwing game is not really there. Maybe let's come back with the option, and they say, hey, bring it on. Let Holbrook try to get this first down.
Scare, putting at about the 5. Zuzali from Lubbock, Texas, lets it hit at the 31. And it's going to take a Lobo bounce. So Scare came in averaging about 39.2 yards a punt. So the Red Raiders trying to improve that defense. They were 114th last year. They're getting it done so far tonight. Fox College football on Fox College Sports, presented by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. Welcome back inside Jones AT&T Stadium here on Fox College Sports. They're celebrating the cotton industry with this football game. And, of course, Texas Tech, or Lubbock, Texas, I should say, the #1 cotton producing area here in West Texas. And 4.25 million bales.
That's a lot of bales.
I got the numbers right there, Ben. 4.25 million. Diggy comes up. And this one's complete up to the 35-yard line. It's going to be close to another first down. So Daggy hits Darren Moore once again. Daggy, end of the last drive with his 37th career touchdown. His 7th already this year. Take a look at the numbers. Just under 546 yards, 51 points. And Ben, last year, Leslie said they lost their last 5 games. They still averaged 33 points a game. As Daggy slides up to the 35, just shy of the line of scrimmage. Joe Stoner was there to meet him.
Well, last year they were decimated by injuries. I mean, so many guys went down with season-ending surgeries. I mean, it's hard to go down your depth chart and expect to win when you have so many guys go down. So, you know, really is a testament to those guys to get a lot of experience coming up. So it was a chance for those young guys to get some playing time.
And Tommy Tuberville said 17 guys. He's never been around a program at Ole Miss or Auburn. They lost so many to injuries. Daggy coming up firing, and this one's complete inside the Lobo territory. That's Bradley Marquez, and that's his 11th catch already. Brandon Branch in coverage for New Mexico. This one goes 18 yards.
Well, it really was a good job by play action right there. They got the run game going a little bit in that first series. Now they use that play action to hit some open receivers.
Daggy over 5,000 now in his career. Flush from the pocket, and this one's intended for Darren Moore. It slipped through his fingertips. You're not going to see that very often, Ben, with this deep receiving core. If you drop too many balls, there's somebody right behind you to come in.
Exactly. You always have competition when you're rolling about 10, 11 receivers deep. So these guys have to make the best of their and most of their opportunities every time they have the ball thrown to them.
Saw the numbers there on Daggy. Last week he was 11 of 14 with 3 touchdowns before Texas State even completed a ball. Going to keep this on the ground. The running game has been productive, and all the way down inside the 35-yard line. That's Kenny Williams again.
Another Red Raider first down.
You know, a large part of the success that they're having right now is their left tackle, Adrian Waddle. He's making his 27th consecutive start. You see him right there, just mashing him down, opening up that left side of the hole, and he's doing a great job along with the whole offensive line.
Little pump fake, and this one's dropped again. Boy, that's 2 rare drops by Darren Moore, number 14. You mentioned Waddle. He's on the Outland Trophy preseason watch list. He's on the Lombardi Award watch list. He's ranked among the top 10 in the Big 12 as far as future NFL players.
Well, I think he's showing his 6'6", 330-pound frame right now. A lot of their success is off that left-hand side, and he's just pushing those defensive ends down the line of scrimmage and really opening up the holes for Stevens and the gang.
Kenny Williams in the backfield with Daggy. Second down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Williams gets the call. Tried to bounce out the would-be tackler, but Rod Davis making the stop. Davis just missing 2 games because of minor NCAA violations. So as far as depth, it's good to have him back in the defensive lineup.
Yeah, there they go again trying to attack that left side, but Davis comes over and says, no, I'm sniffing you guys out. I know that you guys are going to run to our defensive right, and I'm going to make this stop.
No gain on the play, so it's 3rd down and 10 from the 32-yard line. Daggy from the shotgun. Good protection, but he steps up, fires and completes it. Down close to the 20-yard line. That's Jason Morrow. The big tight end as Dallas Bolema makes the stop. They pick up 11, and it's 1st down, Texas Tech.
Well, right there, they're in a man-to-man situation. Really was good coverage all across the board, but Bolema just let his guy, just let him go. I don't know why, but nice pickup by Jace.
Here we go on the ground inside the 5-yard line. Eric Stevens. 21 yards on the play, Ben, and Eric Stevens, we talked about the knee injury.
So we go left side, left side, left side. Hey, let's come back with the right side. Makes a nice little cut there. Hey, he doesn't like wearing that knee brace, but right now, hey, that might be a little good luck charm for him. I think it's working out really, really well.
Hey, you talk about that cut. Brandon Branch thought he had the angle on him, and he completely missed him. As Ryan Buston comes on. Buston now 6 for 6, make it 7 for 7 in PATs. Over 4,000 all-purpose yards now for Eric Stevens, and 14 points for the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. Texas Tech on top 14-0 with 6:22 to go in the first quarter. As we take a look at the BMW Ultimate Drive, 75 yards in 9 plays. Eric Stevens with a couple of touchdowns in the opener, and now he scores again his 3rd touchdown of the season as we check in with Leslie.
Well, this Tech defense has had 4 defensive coordinators in 4 years. So when Art Kaufman came in, he decided he wasn't even going to look at film in the past and see what went wrong. He was going to start fresh, keep things simple. He said his team has totally bought in, so much so that the seniors now call themselves the Chain Gang. They made these shirts. They wore them on the Raider Walk here to the stadium, and it says, "Separate we achieve nothing, but together we conquer all." The idea is that links of a change hold up under pressure, and they're doing their part to make sure this defense is different this year.
Well, they look different so far, Leslie, right, Ben?
Yeah, they really do. And how about this Red Raider offense? They look different. They've rushed the ball 9 times already. We thought they're going to come out and just air it out.
Well, Chase Clayton's going to take it out of the end zone. He's got over the 20-yard line, but if he had taken it a knee in the end zone, it would have been up to the 25. But that's a moot point right now as the Lobos try to get something going. You mentioned the 22 plays against Texas. Not the case here in Lubbock tonight.
No, it's really not. And we thought, New Mexico is going to come out and really try to hammer this triple option. It poses a lot of problems. Last 2 games over 200+ yards rushing and really controlling the clock. And right now they just can't get anything going.
Holbrook in the shotgun. Jarrell Presley in the pistol. Presley gets the call, and he hits that line of scrimmage, and not too much running room. Blake Dees, you mentioned how they were decimated last year, losing 8 guys on the defensive side. Blake Dees and Sam Aguavin probably got great experience last year, even though they lost their last 5 games of the season.
Yeah, that's what happens when you have that many guys go down. The young guys have to step up, and unfortunately when guys go down, somebody has to step up. And really for them, I think it was a blessing in disguise that a lot of these young kids had a chance to get some experience.
You saw the graphic there, Ben. Just 1 pass so far. They've attempted a couple. One was called back with a penalty. There's a pass by Holbrook, and he's got his man up over the 30-yard line. That's going to be a first down. Carlos Wiggins, the true freshman from Plano, Texas.
Well, that's the type of thing I think you're going to have to do. You can't sit back and let this Red Raider defense, this defensive line, this front 7 really get some adequate rushes on you. You need to take a 3-step approach, get the ball out quick, and let your athletes on the outside get the yardage for you.
The Mexico coaching staff saying they're looking for some balance. Of course, they can run the football, but they don't have Lamar Thomas, probably their best athlete on the offensive side. He's sitting out after getting dinged up last week. This is Gauchi now, the backup quarterback, the true freshman. He's up close to another first down. Cody Davis finally bumps him down. Cole Gauchi, 6'4", 227. Led his high school to a state championship. He's got good size, but probably not the same arm as Holbrook.
If you see on that last replay, really the guy that made the impact was Casey Carrier, number 5. Goes down low, has a nice little chop block, and allows Holbrook to really get some extra yardage there.
Carrier stays in the backfield with Gauchi in that pistol formation. 2nd down and short after the 9-yard gain. And good penetration by that Texas Tech. It's going to be close. That Kerry Hyder, the junior from Austin, leading the parade. I don't think they got it. It's going to be just shy of the first down.
Kerry's a guy that I really was focused on watching film. They said he's extremely disruptive.
First down for the Lobo.
And running this triple option, you need to have a guy in the middle of the field that's going to be disruptive, get through the line of scrimmage and chase some things down. And as long as he can be disruptive like that, he can have a good game and really shut down this triple option.
And Ben, they got a good spot, so they gave him the first down. Carrier stays in the backfield. First down at the 44-yard line, down a couple of touchdowns here in the first quarter. Gauchi with the pitch. Up near the 50 before he's pushed out of bounds. And Bruce Jones getting the start at cornerback, making the stop defensively for Texas Tech.
Number 24, Bruce Jones.
It was a nice decision there by Gauchi. I mean, he didn't really have any other options other than if he was going to hold it, he was going to get smothered. So it was a good pitch. I mean, they didn't pick up the yards that they really wanted, but it's effective enough that this Red Raider defense is going to have to keep thinking now on who's going to have to take the pitch guy, who's going to take the quarterback.
LaMarcus Rogers now, who went over 100 yards in their opener, gets his first appearance here in the ball game. 2nd down. And Gauchi just throws it about 5 yards over the intended receiver. That was Ty Kirk, the 5th-year senior from Arlington Heights, Illinois. Just kind of looked up and said, There's no way.
Well, I think he thought it was going to be a defensive penalty there, and he's going to have a free play. So that's usually what happens when you feel those guys jump up front. You get a free offensive play. You just throw the ball up because if it gets picked off, the ball comes back anyway. So that was a smart little play, and too bad it wasn't right on target.
Holbrook back in the game. Gauci goes out. 3rd down and 7 now for the Lobos. 3:28 to go in the first quarter here from Lubbock, Texas. DeMarcus Rogers, the sophomore from Oak Ridge, Tennessee. In the backfield, and
Timeout. New Mexico. First charge timeout.
so Bob Davie takes his first
30-second
timeout.
timeout.
Wants to make sure they get that first down and keep that Texas Tech offense off the field. So we're going to take a timeout here from Jones AT&T Stadium.
Media timeout.
Lobos down by a couple of touchdowns. But when we come back, they face a 3rd and 7 trying to keep the ball moving. Lobos ready to go. Down 14 zip. It's 3rd and 7 at the 47-yard line. Rogers behind Holbrook. Holbrook wants to throw it. Lane opens up, and Holbrook's going to pick up the first down.
It's a great decision by Holbrook. Everybody was covered downfield and say, hey, man, I'm an option quarterback. I can run. I'm going to pick up this first down myself.
3rd and 7. He picks up 8 on the play. And Ben, when he drops back to pass, they say he is a decent passer. But when he drops back, it seems like he's looking for that lane to open up. And it's almost like it's a premeditated run in his mind.
You know, it could be. I think when you have that option mentality, he goes through his progressions, but quickly he pulls the ball down and realizes, hey, this pocket's going to collapse on me pretty quick if I don't escape and get this first down. So a good job by him. I think the coaches probably want to see his progressions go a little bit deeper, but it was a nice play, pick up the first down.
Holbrook last week got dinged up, left the Texas game with 12:09 to go in the first half. He had 9 first downs in 18 minutes, just 7 the rest of the ball game. And twice he had drives down to the 29 and the 28-yard line of Texas, just knocking on the door to the red zone.
Well, I stand corrected. He almost got the first down.
The last time when Gauci was in the game, they got a good spot. And I thought he had the first down that time. All right, Ben, it's 4th down. You're on the road at Texas Tech. Still in the first quarter. You punt it away or you go for it?
No, you're down 14 points already in the first quarter. And I don't think anybody's giving you much of an opportunity and much of a shot against this Red Raider team. So you got to go for it. You got an option team. You got an option quarterback. You have guys that can make plays. Let's see what they do on this 4th and short.
Casey Carrier lines up behind Holbrook. 4th and less than a yard. Holbrook with the pitch. Good pursuit, but they're going to pick up the first down. That was Saquon Edwards, the sophomore from Houston.
Edwards, the ball carrier.
DJ Johnson finally pushes him out of bounds, and they move the chains.
Number 12, DJ Johnson, first down for the Lobos.
Well, that's always scary when you get running horizontally. I mean, you don't have a whole lot of yards to pick up, maybe a foot or two. You know, I'd be hard pressed just to hand it off always in those situations, and he might have had the first down right here if he just handed the ball off, but they end up getting it. You don't like the ball being strung out that far when you have just such a short distance to go, but nice execution, good first down.
Gauci, the backup quarterback, the 2 freshmen in again. Low snap. Gauci keeps it himself inside the 40, just shy of the 35-yard line. All right, you're an All-American linebacker at Kansas State.
Yep.
What drives you crazy about facing this option? Because you haven't seen it that much.
I know. You know, I had the opportunity to play against Nebraska and their high-powered option offense. Excuse me. And what makes it so difficult is you have to be so assignment sound all the time. On every play, you have to know who's got the quarterback, who's got the pitch guy, and it's not just the same option every time. They run veer option, they run power option. You can run all sorts of different looks and plays out of it, so it gets very, very difficult.
Casey Carrier in the pistol. Gauci. And Carrier had no place to go. The little extra push there.
The guys at Texas Tech getting a little chippy. I don't think they expected New Mexico to drive down the field like they are right now, and they're going to let their temper show a little bit. Can't do too much now. You don't want an undisciplined foul.
How about Bruce Jones, getting the starts at cornerback out of Riverside City College. You've got Will Smith at middle linebacker. Jones, Sadale Foster, we saw him on the offense already. And Jones, that's about the third tackle already. But the Lobos are keeping the drive alive. Chase Clayton in the backfield now behind Holbrook. 68 seconds to go in the first quarter. Holbrook with the pitch. Clayton gets some running room. And he's pushed out of bounds shy of the first down. Cody Davis
Chase Clayton, the ball carrier, pushed out of bounds by number 16.
makes a defensive play.
You know, actually, it turned out it looked like Terrence Bullitt had a really good job of just feather, playing both the quarterback and the pitch guy, but just enough to get on the edge. And I really thought he was going to stop that play just by himself, but great execution by New Mexico. And they're continuing to drive this ball down the field, and this is exactly what they wanted to do, was control this clock, not let the Red Raiders offense be on the field, and they're doing exactly that.
So the drive 51 yards, so making progress here on the offensive side. Wiggins in motion. And they're going to keep it on the ground just shy of the 20-yard line.
Carrier, the ball carrier.
So Casey Carrier, the junior from Pearland, Texas. He was one of the top high school running backs in the state of Texas back in 2008. Will Smith makes a stop. Smith also from Riverside City College.
Yeah, one of 11 guys that they have JUCOs come in, and you know, that's the thing with JUCO transfers. You want those guys to step in right away and give you some experience and give you some much needed plays. And we went through that a lot at Kansas State. And that's a lot of the reason why we had a lot of success. And they're kind of trying to build that same sort of program here at Texas Tech.
Another first down. Ball resting on the 21-yard line. Holbrook gets down inside the 20, so they're inside the Texas Tech red zone. Zach Winbush made a major jump since spring ball. Makes a defensive stop. Picks up 2. We played 15 minutes. It's 14-0, but the Lobos are on the move. When we come back, they face a second down and 8 from the 19-yard line of Texas Tech. Texas Tech, New Mexico on Fox College Sports as we check out the Delta Faucet first quarter stats.
Yeah, this is a huge departure from the first 2 series of the game where the Lobos really couldn't get anything going. And this drive right alone is 6 minutes and 22 seconds. So they're doing exactly what they wanted to at the start of the game.
5 first downs on the drive, started back at the 21-yard line. Holbrook goes right, comes back left, and this one's incomplete. Boy, it would have been a tough catch there for Lucas Reed. And Ben, he's had 55 receptions the last 2 years. Still looking for that first one here in 2012. A big tight end like that with that many catches, does his play suit this system?
You know, I don't know right now. I think they're still trying to figure out their identity. I mean, they're a triple option team, and you know, you can have success throwing the ball at a triple option, and you can have that with the tight ends. But so far, I think they're kind of struggling to figure out exactly what their offensive passing game is going to look like. And right there, that was just a busted up, kind of a bad executed screenplay.
5 opportunities, 5 touchdowns so far this year in the red zone. Facing a 3rd and 8. Holbrook has his man Wiggins, and Wiggins is inside the 10-yard line. So Carlos Wiggins, the true freshman from Plano, Texas, gets down near the 5-yard line. Will Smith and DJ Johnson making the stop.
Well, he does a nice job right there of finding the soft part of the zone defense, and a little option route, and he cuts across his face, and I think they were a little surprised by how quick he is, but a good job feeling that zone and sitting down where nobody was.
In the shotgun, now the I formation out of the shotgun. First and goal now for the Lobos. There's the pitch. Wiggins stumbles. Oh, that was a touchdown. You have to feel for the young man.
Oh man, you know, he had the end zone written all over it. He saw it. I think he got a little too excited. I mean, the pitch, you know, wasn't exactly there. It was behind him, but he had a clear shot to the end zone for 6.
Picks up 4.
Brings up second down
and goal.
On the 2-yard
Ball resting on the 2-yard line. That would have been Wiggins' first touchdown as a college football player. DeMarcus Rogers now gets the pitch. Rogers. Touchdown, New Mexico.
DeMarcus Rogers, the ball carrier for a Lobo touchdown.
He just bowled over DJ Johnson to find the end zone. Rogers, who had 103 yards in that opener. Matter of fact, first Lobo to crack the century mark since 2009.
And watch the shot that Gauchi takes right there. What a great play by a freshman coming in. Situation's not too big for him. Kept poised, knew he was going to take a shot. Had a great pitch for a touchdown. This Lobo offense looks like it's settled down now. And it's going to be a fun game to watch where these two teams go up and down this field.
Justice Adams, the junior from Albuquerque, is good on the extra point. And the Lobos start from their 21-yard line. And they move it down the field. And this was Bob Davie saying last week against Texas. He's not saying he would have beat the Longhorns, but if they kept ball control offense like they did on that drive, it would have been a different ball game. New Mexico trails by a touchdown. Back inside Jones AT&T Stadium, Mike Gleason with Ben Lieber, the man who put the word wild in Wildcat when he played at Kansas State. Leslie McCaslin's with us. This is actually Leslie's hometown. She gave us a nice tour yesterday. She kind of owned the place. Leslie and Buddy Holly both from Lubbock, Texas.
I knew you guys had to work that nugget in there somewhere, but yeah, it was fun to have Leslie kind of take us around yesterday and see the lovely city of Lubbock.
Greg Rivera now with the kick for New Mexico, and it's a deep one, and it goes out of the end zone. Sadale Foster watches it sail out, and Texas Tech now will take the football at the 25-yard line. You know, I think the first broadcast we worked, you were one of the first analysts to mention a lot of guys will try to kick it down to the 1 or the goal line, so they have to bring it out. It looks like both these kickers are trying to kick it out.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to show off their legs right now.
If I was a kicker, I'd want to show off my leg.
Oh, absolutely. But, you know, I think there is a place for it in college football to get that ball sky kicked, get it down to the 1 yard line or even the goal line and have the guys take it out and have your cover team after you pin them back inside the 25.
Seth Daggy goes back to work now for Texas Tech with the 14-7 lead. Kenny Williams in the backfield with Daggy. This is Kenny Williams, breaks to the outside and run out of bounds just shy of the 30-yard line. Deshaun Mills, the senior from Lawndale, California, makes a stop defensively. Penalty flag was dropped on the play.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 13, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, Bob Davie does not need that. Deshaun Mills with the face mask. And the Red Raiders get an easy 15 yards.
Yeah, you don't want to do that with this high-powered offense. You want to have to work for every yard and not give up these penalties. And 15 is a huge penalty, and all of a sudden now they're close to the midfield mark.
Bob Davie saying when he took over the team last spring, wasn't sure if he liked the players on the team, but he's really grown fond of these guys. Said they're now at ground zero as far as rebuilding, Ben, but he says they're doing everything the coaching staff has asked of them. Daggy comes up firing, and this one's complete up over the 45-yard line. On the receiving end was Tyson Williams.
Well, I think anytime you come into a new system, a new team, there's going to be a little bit of a feeling out period where you're not going to know the players as much. You're not going to understand their personalities and how they work, and likewise the players are going to do the same with the coaching staff. But give it some time, and I think everybody's going to warm up to each other and realize we're all in this thing to win it together. And I think they've bonded really well, and they're having a pretty good performance right now.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard gain. Lobo showing blitz, and they run the opposite way, so good call. And Williams spins, still on his feet, down inside the 30-yard line. He coughs up the football down to the 20, and the Lobos say they have it.
We'll have to see the replay on this, but his body language right now is acting like I think he just gave up that ball. But what a tremendous effort to pull around, the blitz on the right side, and then from there it's just all him. Look at the balance, the explosion, the stiff arm, and I think the ball comes out and it looks like it's going to be Lobo football.
You know, Ben, finally Ugo Uzodinma makes the stop. A lot of missed tackles, and that's what Bob Davie was saying against Texas. They got to work on some tackling in space. What's the best way to improve tackling in space?
I think it's all just it's just a mentality. You just have to take better angles, understand the speed of the game, and it really just comes down to reps. I mean, football is such a game of reps, getting all those reps in practice, working on good angles, keeping things inside out and not go around you. But, you know, what a tremendous job by that Lobo defense, not giving up and stripping that ball out.
So the Lobos now +3 in the turnover margin department. And Holbrook goes back to work, and he fumbles the ball.
B.R. Holbrook sacked by number 16.
Oh, that was a sack. That was a shoe that spun off. It looked like he fumbled the football. Cody Davis was in there awfully quick.
I'm with you. I saw the shoe fly up in the air, and I thought the ball was out, but everybody's body language is acting like the ball was a piece of kryptonite or something, and nobody was touching it. So.
Well, I wonder why nobody dove on the shoe.
We don't want the shoe. I'll take the ball, though.
So Holbrook goes out to put his shoe back on, and Gauchi comes back in. Working out of the pistol formation. Here's the pitch. Presley. Stop shy of the 20-yard line. Will Smith.
Presley, the ball carrier.
Well, this is what you wanted. If you're the Red Raider defense, you needed a series like this right now where you've got him in 3rd and long. The last series, the Lobos really drove down 6 minutes plus with the time of possession, really grinded it out. And you come back with this series and, you know, have to have 2 big stops, put them behind. You know, they 3rd and 11, and this is not really a good situation for the Lobos and not a passing team. So really the favors in the Texas Tech defense right now.
Well, they had 6 first downs on the last scoring drive. One was a 3rd and 8. This one at the 19-yard line. Straight drop. Holbrook decided to take off, but Kerry Hyder said not this time.
Well, there's Kerry Hyder again. We talk about how active he is at the defensive line. You know, making plays on the run game. Now he's making plays in the pass game, and you know, another good job by that Red Raiders secondary. Holbrook had to hold that ball, go through his progressions, try to run it again, but Hyder was there for the stop.
Ben Scare comes on to punt. Bob Davies said they got nothing out of the kicking game in Austin. Scare had a 58-yarder the last time out. Zuzalik standing at the 35. And the senior from Lubbock with the fair catch. Defense is the name of the game right now for Texas Tech. They say defense wins championship. Offense wins tickets. They're up 14-7. Defense coming off the field. 44-yard punt by Ben Scare puts the ball at the 37-yard line as we check in with Leslie.
Well, the Lobos offense makes a lot of checks at the line of scrimmage, so they really rely on communication. And this Tech crowd is making sure that doesn't happen. This side over where the band is, where they were close to the end zone, and that side where the students are, it's so much louder even than this side of the field. The noise is amplified. They're making sure that that communication is difficult. Tech has a great home advantage. There's a reason that they're 50-13 here at home over the last decade.
And a 23-game winning streak in non-conference home games on the line here today as Deggy comes out firing up over the 45-yard line. Another completion to Alex Torres. Torres, his first catch. He came in with 160 receptions, just 60 yards shy of 2,000 yards in his career. Picks up 9, Ben.
Well, you're going to see a lot of this now. I think they're going to start spreading them out and maybe not run as much during this series and kind of see what they can get. But nice execution, quick passing game. That's what you expect to see out of this Texas Tech offense.
3 wideouts to the top of your screen now as they work out of the pistol formation with Eric Stevens behind Deggy. Stevens gets the call. Stevens picks up a first down for Texas Tech just shy of the 45. A.J. Butler makes the stop.
What a good job with ball security right there after the last drive and the fumble. You know, he says, that's not going to happen to me. He runs through the line, 2 hands. See the guy ripping at the football, and he does a nice job of holding on to that ball and picking up the first down.
3 wideouts to the top of your screen again for Deggy. Back-to-back plays, gains of 9 and 8. And the Red Raiders are on the move. Deggy steps out of the pocket. And he finds Tyson Williams cutting over the middle. Williams is nailed at the 35. A penalty flag drops at about the 31-yard line. Joe Stoner is trying to wrestle that football out.
Legal block in the back. Offense, number 24. 10-yard penalty. Replay first down.
That's the second penalty now, Ben, against Eric Stevens. So the senior from Mansfield, Texas, already with a touchdown, but I guess he's a little bit overly excited here.
Yeah, a little hyped up. He's not playing with it himself and blocking the back. I mean, that's just something that it's really inexcusable.
3 wideouts again, top of your screen. Bradley Marquez at the top. Daggy comes the other way, and it's Javon Bell, another one of the junior college transfers. Destry Berry makes the tackle, but it's another first down. The Red Raiders.
Well, just a nice little option out there, man-to-man defense there. They all felt it. Daggy felt it, and he has a little option route to the outside, and then put the ball exactly where it needed to be.
Picks up 14 on the play. Stevens in the backfield with Daggy. Daggy wants to go to work with his right arm. Over the middle. And the intended receiver was Tyson Williams. He might have short on that one.
Incompletion brings up second down and 10.
So you talk about balance. Neil Brown said that first game, 47 passes, 46 rushes. Wasn't aware that they were so 50-50, but talk about 50-50, Ben. That's pretty good right there.
Yeah, again, a little uncharacteristic. I mean, this might be more of a trend now that Texas Tech's trying to do. Be a little more balanced. They're scoring off of it, so why not keep running the ball? But it poses some big problems if you never know if he's going to run or pass.
Stevens in the backfield with Daggy. Stevens spins inside the 25-yard line. Had to get down to the 21 for the first down.
Stevens, the ball carrier,
it's going to bring up a third down situation. Joe Stoner and Brandon Branch makes the stop, but there's a penalty flag back on the field.
Looks like a little extracurricular after the play here. We'll find out who the flag is on.
Personal foul. Offense, number 65. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
And that's their leader up front, Adrian Waddle, the left tackle, guilty of the infraction. Just making sure he's out of the way.
Well, you got to love the physicality and the aggressiveness, but you have to understand, when the whistle blows, you got to stop whatever you're doing. Doesn't matter if you're retaliating. That's usually when that's the guy that gets hit. So I love the tenacity, but you got to know when to stop.
So now it's 2nd and 18 from the 39-yard line. Four receivers in the ball game. Twins to the top, twins to the bottom. Daggy looking downfield. This one's going to be a touchdown. "39 yards, and Eric Ward has his second touchdown of the evening.
What a nice job. I got to compliment the offensive line right there. Just gave him a lot of time to go through his reads. And he just steps up in the pocket and makes it just a nice throw, delivers the ball perfectly. And I think there was a miscommunication there because they thought there was a safety maybe over the top, and great throw and catch, but excellent protection.
Buston, the left footer, good again. And Ben, I said he was 5 for 5 coming into the game. That was field goals. He was 12 for 12, and now he's 15 of 15 from PATs. Red Raiders celebrate 39-yard strike. Eric Ward, the junior from Wichita Falls. Texas Tech, New Mexico, 21-7 as we take a look at the Coors Light game summary, Ben.
Yeah, the first score by Texas Tech. Eric Ward's first touchdown of 2 today already. They come back with Eric Stevens' a 21-yard run, and then New Mexico fires back. DeMarcus Rogers on a 3-yard tough run, and Eric Ward's second touchdown, 39-yard touchdown catch to put him up 21-7.
Eric Ward with a couple of touchdown receptions last year in Albuquerque. And Kramer Fife, the sophomore from Austin, Texas, is ready for another kick. This one is going to be taken at the goal line by Chase Clayton. Clayton gets up over the 15-yard line. So what do you think there, Mr. Lieber? You roll the dice, but you're better off taking a knee. I know you want to break a touchdown sometimes, but it's so rare we see teams getting out to the 25-yard line. You might as well take a knee.
Yeah, I think in this situation when it's all about field time of possession and where you are in the field, and I would take, in this situation, I'd have to take the ball at the 25, and everybody's got egos, everybody wants to make a play, and you can't fault them for that, but I think in this situation, just take the ball at the 25 and let your triple option run down the field.
All fairness, he did take it at the goal line that time, and Clayton, the sophomore, does have a 98-yard touchdown already this season on a kickoff return. Presley in the Piston now, this time behind Holbrook, down by 2 touchdowns again, with 7:50 to go before halftime. Holbrook fires a missile down the middle. Good zing on the ball, the intended receiver, Lucas Reed, the 5th-year senior from Tucson.
And he does a great job of threading that ball really between 2 defenders in that zone. And I think the receiver was just a little caught off guard that the ball got there and hit him in the chest. And really a ball that should have been caught, but what a great throw by Holbrook.
And Bob Davie, of course, taking over this New Mexico program. And the Lobos coming off of 3-year NCAA sanctions. Still playing 11 scholarships under the limit of 85. 2nd and 10 of the 19. Presley in the backfield. Holbrook, 4 wide receivers. Holbrook has his man this time over the 20. Lucas Reed finally has his first catch. 55 receptions the last 2 years. That's the most in 24 years for New Mexico by a tight end. Blake Dees makes the stop.
And how about that number? I've never seen a tight end with 97, but
yeah.
He wears it well.
But we got 2 tight ends in this game, one 6'6", one 6'5". 2 lethal weapons. Cole Gauchi now, the freshman in at quarterback again. Gauchi keeps it shy of the 25-yard line. It's going to bring up a punting situation. Bruce Jones. Or make it 3rd down. I'm sorry. It's a punting situation. That's going to be a 4th down. So Tommy Tuberville said, the defense playing better, not great, but better, but we want some 3 and outs. Well, they're starting to get those 3 and outs he was looking for.
Yeah, they really are, and I think they've settled down a little bit. As long as they don't make any penalties and give them some free yardage. I think this is the defense that they wanted to play right from the get-go.
How about that punt by Scares? Uzalik just watched it sail over his head. It goes out of bounds inside the 10-yard line. So a 58-yarder, a 44-yarder, and a boomer. Daggy going back to work. They're 90 yards away from their 28th point. Fox College football on Fox College Sports, presented by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com. Back inside Jones AT&T Stadium. What are the numbers on Daggy so far, Ben?
Well, he's 149 with 2 touchdowns and really having a pretty solid first half here. And on this drive, he could pass the inside receivers coach, Sonny Cumbie. So we could see him a little bit of history right here on this drive.
So Daggy getting ready to warm up that right arm and climb up another rung on the ladder here at Texas Tech. Instead, Williams keeps it over the 10-yard line. A nice play on 1st down. He gets up over the 15. Let's take a look at some of the numbers now. Graham Harrell over 15,000 yards. There's Cumbie at number 8. Daggy at number 9. So he needed 168, and Ben said he has 149. Could happen on this drive.
It could.
Daggy just gets rid of it, and he completes it up to the 25-yard line. Nice play. Darren Moore on the receiving end.
What a nice job by Moore coming back to the ball, sensing his quarterback's in danger, rolling out to the right, comes back to the ball for a nice completion and a 1st down.
Joe Stoner putting on the pressure. But Daggy gets the job done. Another 1st down. Inside 6 minutes now before halftime, up by 2 touchdowns. Stevens picks up another 1st down up over the 35-yard line. Brandon Branch. Jamal Merritt finally makes the stop.
first down.
You can see what happens when you have a balanced approach, passing the ball and running the ball. You line up in a passing formation, you hand the ball off, and a lot of times the defense is on their heels a little bit, and they used to have an open hole and another first down.
Stevens picks up 11 on the play. Stevens stays in the ball game. Twin wideouts to the top of your screen for Daggy. Comes up firing. Williams inside Lobo territory. Boy, almost got stripped, but he almost broke it. Dante Carro had his hands on that football. He tried to strip it.
It was a nice job just executing that offense. You saw Darren Moore hook up underneath, and then he hooks behind him. And it was a nice little hole and a little seam and a great run after catch, showing a lot of strength there, kind of carrying a couple of guys.
And Ben 20 yards on the play, so Daggy just past Cumbie. Climbs up to the number 8 spot. Cumbie goes down to number 9. And Daggy goes back to work. Another completion. This one goes to Bradley Marquez, his second catch.
Bradley Marquez. Pushed out of bounds by number 13, Deshaun Mills.
5,141 coming in. 2,959 shy of the number 3 on the list. You saw Graham Harrell and Cliff Kingsbury 1 and 2 with over 15,000 and 12,000. 15,000. That is crazy.
I don't think he's going to get up there this year. But I tell you what, to go from 4,000 yards last year, has another year like that, he's going to be number 3 in school history. That's very impressive.
Another running play. Stevens looking strong down to the 25-yard line before Dallas Bolema makes the tackle.
First down.
And what a nice job of the right tackle, Terry McDaniel, just pushing his guy out, creating that lane, and he does the rest just running strong.
Last completed ball by Daggy, also his 500th career completed pass. So he's just racking up some numbers here in Lubbock tonight. Daggy. Nice hit, but another completed ball. Coming up strong is number 10. That's Rashad Rainey. Yet another player out of Riverside City College.
Gain of 3 yards.
He's been very active in the games that I've been watching. The coaches really like him. And like you said, he's very active. They say he's pretty much a natural blitzer. I don't think they ask him to blitz a lot, but he's just kind of natural at it. So look for him to be in this game, blitzing a little bit, trying to get to the quarterback because they're going to need to.
Eric Ward split to the top of your screen for Daggy. He comes to the bottom, and this one is Javon Bell. Bell spins down near the 15-yard line before he's finally pushed out.
Seth Daggy's pass complete to number 1, Javon Bell.
Jabari Johnson finally pushes him out.
The guy we were talking about, Rainey, comes on an inside blitz there. They stuff him up pretty well, but you know, this New Mexico defense is going to have to do something.
17-yard line.
You know, he's just got way too much time back there to make decisions, go through his progressions. But it's a double-edged sword because, you know, if you guess wrong and your pressure doesn't get there, then they're going to pick you apart. And there's not a whole lot of people behind you to make the plays. 3rd and 1, Omar
Ontiveros, the 6'1", 236-pounder, comes in the ball game with Kenny Williams. Lobos using their second timeout here in the first half. So with 2:47 to go, 21-7. Red Raiders on the move. Let's check in with Wesley.
Well, Sonny Cumbie has already been passed by Seth this year on the career passing touchdown list. I had a chance to catch up with now Coach Cumbie before the game, and he said, yeah, you know, these records are meant to be broken, but I did notice that my name keeps dropping further and further down those lists, and I think I'm going to have a talk with Seth before the game and tell him to slow down a little bit. Guys, I don't think Seth listened to him. I don't know about you.
Well, looking at that ladder, Cumbie's down to number 9, but I think he'll stay at 9 for a while because now Daggy looks at that number 7 spot.
Yeah, you know, he's gonna, if he has the year like he had last year, he's gonna climb up that ladder slowly and hopefully end up at number 3. But that's a rare situation where you don't listen to your coach. When the coach is telling you to slow down a little bit, you know, you gotta. That's the only time probably as a player you say, "No, coach, I'm going for the records."
Daggy, the 2011 nation's passing leader, and he comes up firing. And on 3rd down and short, Ontiveros, penalty flag drops.
Seth Daggy's pass complete to number 33, Omar Ontiveros for a Red Raider first down.
Ontiveros, the 6'1", 236-pound junior from Austin. That's his first catch of 2012. So good play call.
After the play, personal foul. Late hit out of bounds. Defense, number 41. At the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Number 41 is Dallas Bolema. Oh. Boy, Bob Davie won't like that one. That's not good thinking by Bolema.
Well, that play aside, you know, if Deggy would have kept his eyes up, Jason Merrill was wide open in the end zone for a touchdown, and he just missed it.
Yeah, he just wanted to spread the wealth. Ontiveros gets his first catch. First and goal. Lobo showing pressure. Nice job of picking it up. Deggy throws it just beyond the outstretched arms of Darren Moore.
Number 14, Darren Moore.
And a really nice job there by Destry Berry, number 11, for the Lobos. They're man-to-man coverage. Tried to run an option route. He was all over him. He had good leverage and you know, tried to put the ball on the outside shoulder, but Berry was right there to make the play and smother the pass.
Yeah, Berry doing a pretty good job, Ben. We watched him on film yesterday, and we thought he might be in for a long evening against Texas Tech.
Well, I think that's coupled a little bit with the fact that they're so balanced right now on offense and run the ball probably more than everybody expected.
2nd and 7. Deggy goes upstairs. Touchdown, Ward, number 3.
They're going to have to do something to try to contain this guy. Another little high-low concept. We see number 22 was sitting down low. The safety's biting, and Eric Ward with his 3rd touchdown today.
Well, in the back of the end zone, Deshaun Mills did what he could. It was a jump ball, and boy, Ward doing a great job. We mentioned Ward with 84 catches last year. Went up and got that 1 foot down. Ryan Buston, a sophomore from Kilgore, Texas. He's now 16 of 16 in the extra points this year. 28-7 as we take another look, Ben.
Nice athleticism. He got both feet down. He says, hey, I'm getting ready for the NFL now. I'm going to get both feet down, practice my NFL skills, just in case they don't see the 1 foot down, get 2 feet down for his 3rd touchdown, and quite a half Eric Ward is having.
Well, Ward didn't play last week. He got dinged up the week before, but he closed out last year in Cowboy Stadium against Baylor on the receiving end of 151 yards. That's his 3rd touchdown. We mentioned Darren Moore had 3 against New Mexico last year. We saw Moore coming off the field. As you take a look at the 11-play 90-yard drive and just 4:03, Moore talking to his quarterback. You think maybe he's saying, hey, don't forget about me.
Yeah, I think with these receivers, they all want a little piece of the action. I mean, receivers are kind of known for just having a little bit of an ego, and they all want a little bit of want the ball spread around. They want to make plays, but you know, right now Eric Ward doing everything he can to stay on that Bolitnikoff preseason watch list, and you know, he's not going to be ignored right now, especially in this first half.
So Kramer Fife is getting a workout here in the first half. 28-7 with 2:19 to go. Yet another kickoff for Texas Tech. And this one's going to be taken at the 2-yard line by Chase Clayton again. Clayton weaves his way up over the 20-yard line. He found the seam inside the 30. 10. Penalty flag was dropped. And keep in mind, Chase Clayton, the sophomore, already with a 98-yard touchdown return this year. Takes this one 98 yards, but again, that yellow hanky litters the field way back at the 38-yard line.
We'll have to see what this flag is, but what an excellent job on the return.
Offside. Kicking team. Number 37. That penalty's declined. Touchdown.
That's why you take it out.
Well, he didn't have much choice there catching the ball on the 2, but what a tremendous job by this return team. Nobody touched him. A right side return, there's a hat on a hat, and he just uses that speed to get past number 23, even with the angle. I mean, it shows you the amount of speed that he has, and what a great job. And that's how you bounce back and stay in this ball game going into the halftime and into the second half.
Looked like Chris Shieki had a chance. He missed him. Clayton goes 98 yards for the 2nd time already this season. And Justice Adams drills it through with the point after. And just like that, 2:06 to go. It's 28-14. Let's go back and take another look at it, Ben.
He knows exactly where to go with this ball. It looks like it's a right return all the way. and you just see him put on the afterburners. Nobody's going to catch him. And if you're New Mexico right now, you got to feel pretty good about yourself. Special teams are stepping up. You know, defense is actually playing pretty well. I mean, hanging tough. You know, this Red Raider offense is pretty potent, and they're doing a decent job. And going into halftime, this is the momentum that you want to have. And Chase Clayton gave him a lot of momentum right now. And you might want to say 2 minutes going into the halftime might be a little bit too much time for this Texas Tech offense, but we'll see what this defense for the New Mexico can do to shut them down.
So Tommy Tuberville had said something to us yesterday that we've got to be a little bit stronger on special teams, looking for more consistency. So 28-7 lead dissipates down to 28-14 with 2:06 to go. And Greg Rivera will be kicking off to Sadale Foster and Bradley Marquez, the deep men for Texas Tech. I mentioned Chris Yakey might have had a shot at him. It was actually Yakey who was offside on the play. Rivera with the kick. And this one's going to be taken about 5 yards deep. It's Foster. Foster over the 15, over the 20. And they'll spot it forward progress at the 21-yard line. So Foster out of Riverside City College gets out to the 21. He brought it out to the 35 and 48 in the victory last week against Texas State. Rivera, the kicker.
I think he saw Chase Clayton's return and he said, hey, I'm going to catch this ball five yards deep in the end zone. I'm going to try to do a little Chase Clayton action and try to bring this ball out for a touchdown. And, you know, probably not the wisest decision right now. You know, stopped short of the 25-yard line where they would have been had he taken the knee. But I think he saw Chase on a big play and he wanted to have one himself.
Yeah, Rivera coming in will make the tackle, the kicker. Coming in, he had 11 kickoffs. 7 were touchbacks already this season. 2 minutes and 1 second to go before halftime now as Daggy will try to pad the lead again before they head for the locker room. Little bubble screen, and it's up over the 30-yard line, still on his feet. That's Eric Ward again. So Ward.
Daggy's pass complete to number 18, Eric Ward for
Ward's with the hot hand right now. You got to start feeding him the rock. I mean, he's the guy making all the plays for you. There's a design little slip screen there on the inside, and he has a nice little pickup.
364 yards now for the Red Raiders here in the first half. They come in averaging about 546. Daggy, good coverage. He pulls it down and throws it away and almost completes it to Darren Moore. Corey Greer, the defensive end, putting on some pressure. The junior from Little Elm, Texas.
Brings up 2nd down and 10. The ball on the 33-yard line.
Neil Brown, the offensive coordinator, talking about Daggy yesterday. Ben saying that his pre-snap reads and post-snap reads are as good as they come, and he can make all the throws, and that certainly helps if you're a quarterback. Eric Stevens in the backfield now with Daggy with 1:32 to go. Looking for Bell deep. Bell came back nicely and got it at the 46-yard line. It's going to be complete. Destry Berry in coverage.
Complete to number 1.
Boy, the junior college transfer did a nice job coming back for the football.
Yeah, he really did. And Berry, again, you know, his man-to-man coverage had him really well covered. He just came back for the football like you're taught as a receiver. He's come work back to the football, and he just beat Berry to the punch.
21 on the gain. And whistles blow. They'll call this dead before the snap.
The ruling on the field was a completed pass. That ruling is under further review.
That's Eddie Shelton, our referee. We go upstairs now. Tom Robinson will take a look at the video, looking for indisputable video evidence. Keep in mind, it was ruled a completed ball.
Talk to the Laser Eye Center of Lubbock about customized.
It looked like to me Javon got actually both feet in and looked like he had control.
It looks like the video should confirm the call.
Good job coming back to the ball. Possession.
Look at that left foot.
Doesn't look like he bobbled it. I think he got at least 1 foot down. I don't know if there's enough evidence to overturn that.
The last angle, it looked like his left toe was definitely in bounds as he went out. And he had control of the football.
Control of the ball. Left foot looked like it was down. That's a catch.
Terry McCauley was telling me last year, Terry McCauley, an official who's called a few Super Bowls in his day. He's the supervisor of officials of the Big East Conference. He said a lot of time we're looking at the feet and we're not looking at the control of the football. But you're right. I think he had control of the ball and 1 foot down.
Yeah, I think if he had bobbled it just a little bit, there would have been enough evidence to say he didn't have control of the ball. But I think you can see right there, he actually brings the ball inside and tucks it away and has that left foot down. And you know, he's a guy that we talked about.
The rolling on the field of a completed catch is confirmed.
And that's going to be another first down for Texas Tech with 1:25 to go before halftime. And again, number 1, Javon Bell, who Ben talked about at the top of the broadcast, had 5 catches last week. He did a beautiful job coming back to get that football. He's averaging 16 yards a catch, and he dropped a 60-yarder last week. 3 wideouts, top of your screen. Daggy goes there and has his man all the way down to the 25, inside the 25-yard line. Jace Amaro, the sophomore tight end from San Antonio.
First down.
This is a guy that's looking to get involved in the offense a lot more. They say he is an absolute stud.
Stevens spinning his way down close to the 20-yard line. That last catch is 23. Jake Carr making the stop and getting back to Amaro.
Timeout. Texas Tech.
Texas Tech is going to use up there first.
30-second timeout.
You mentioned Amaro and 6'5", 257. Neil Brown, the offensive coordinator, saying yesterday loves his enthusiasm. But Amaro had said, I think it was in a newspaper report maybe, he was quoted as saying he wanted 90 catches, and Brown said, and it's not going to happen with all these receivers around here.
Yeah, first of all, that's not going to happen in this offense. They spread it around way too much. But you got to love his confidence, his enthusiasm, you know, and being 6'5", 257 pounds. I mean, he's kind of the prototypical what you look for in an NFL type tight end, where he's got the size and the speed, and right now he's got the confidence, and they look for big things out of him. They say he's athletic, he can get down the field, and right there, you know, on his last catch, he found the soft spot of that zone and showed some nice soft hands and good awareness of finding that open spot in that zone coverage, and Deggy put it right on the spot.
You mentioned 6'5", 257, only 19 years of age. Picks up 23 on the play. 65 seconds to go before halftime. Will the Red Raiders answer that 98-yard kickoff return by Clayton? Daggy. What a nice move. You mentioned Eric Ward has the hot hand. You can tell he's feeling it. Rashad Rainey finally makes the stop.
And he'll have to come out right now because the new helmet rule, his helmet comes off. He's got to come out for a play, but nice job by Texas Tech picking up the inside blitz. They brought 2 inside backers on the blitz, and Eric Ward found the soft spot, made a nice little juke and extra yardage on that run.
Picks up 13 on the play. Marquez now at the top of your screen. Daggy checks off and throws the touchdown. Jace Amaro, not sure if he'll get 90 catches, but that's his second touchdown catch so far this year.
And there he is. We were just talking about him. He shows up again in the back of the end zone using that 6'5" frame to really stretch the middle of the field. And again, I got to compliment the offensive line, giving him great protection, great time, throw it up to the big man, making the nice catch. This young player right now has a lot of talent. He's going to be a one to watch for this Texas Tech Raider offense.
And once again, the extra point is good. Daggy. Fourth touchdown already. Remember, he had 5 against New Mexico last year.
Protection, protection. And let me just throw it up here to the big guy. Nice vertical there, guy. Good job, Chase.
So Jace Amaro gets his second touchdown reception. And if you call yourself a college sports fan, then you have to get FCS. With over 800 live NCAA events year-round, the biggest lineup of coach and magazine shows in the country, FCS is the place where college never ends. To request FCS, call 1-877-2-GET-FCS or visit us at www.foxcollegesports.com. 34 seconds to go before halftime. 35-14. 79 yards in 7 plays at just $1.32, Ben.
Well, like we said, after that big return, a little over 2 minutes to go into the half, and it was a little too much time for this Red Raider offense. They're just too potent, too high powered to really stop. I mean, a lot of offenses can't get down the field in that much time, but it doesn't take them very much time. 1:32, and who knows? Maybe we have another big return right here, and they can carry that momentum into this halftime, because they're going to need it.
So Daggy, twice with 5 touchdowns, has 40 in his career. Kramer Fife with a very short kick now with 34 seconds to go. And this one hits.
That's a live ball.
It's a live ball. It's going to be Texas Tech. Wow, what a play. Number 29, Falimi. Olalua, Falimi coming up to get the big recovery.
Kickoff recovered by number 29.
And really, what a smart play by the special teams coordinator. Say, hey, we're not going to kick it off. Let Chase Clayton have another opportunity for a big return. Let's sky this thing to the left side. A lot of hang time. A lot of times it causes confusion because guys just aren't sure who's going to pick up that ball. And takes a Red Raider bounce, big hop, nice recovery, and now they're in position to put another 7 on the board before they go into halftime.
You saw David Anaya. As soon as that ball hit the turf, he knew it was a live ball. And he said, uh-oh. A Red Raider down. Card is on the field. You see Anaya, number 38, realizing that that was a big, costly mistake.
Yeah, what a fortunate play for Texas Tech. I mean, it was a nice design play, and normally you don't see those balls really hit the ground. There's a miscommunication there by New Mexico, and
so number 23, there's 2 number 23s listed here.
not sure if that's Jeremy Reynolds or
Emilio Vera. We'll get that updated as soon as we can. Again, double numbers. Nice round of applause as he's taken to the locker room. So now with 34 seconds to go, we saw Daggy with his 40th career touchdown pass, and he was the first on the field after that. What do you call it? An onside kick or just a very well placed kick?
You kind of call it a sky kick, and it had the effect of an onside kick. And Daggy, like you said, the first on the field. You think he's antsy to put another put another touchdown on his resume?
Well, Eric Ward already with 3 touchdown receptions. He'll make sure his helmet stays on this time because he wants to stay on the field. It was Jeremy Reynolds, number 23, not Vera. So Reynolds carted off to the locker room. Leslie will have an update as soon as she gets it. And Daggy wants to go to work. Final 34 seconds. So the Red Raiders coming in averaging about 51 points. A little over 51 points a game.
Timer, please reset the game clock to 33 seconds.
So Daggy loses a second, Ben. 34-33.
I don't think that's going to make much of a difference here.
(35-14). The ball resting at the 23-yard line after the turnover. Daggy looks like he wants to throw. He does. Looks like he wants another touchdown. And there's some bumping. Looks like some incidental contact down there with Darren Moore.
Seth Daggy's pass intended for number 14, Darren Moore.
And if his progress wasn't impeded, he might have had the touchdown. Rashad Jackson, number 3, the true freshman from Missouri City, Texas, in coverage.
Yeah, I was watching that bottom of the screen. I thought maybe Chase Amaro, the big guy who got the last touchdown, maybe was going to be targeted there, but Darren Moore goes up, and a nice play by the defense.
28 seconds. Keep it on the ground. Lobos were waiting for it. Bolima rather makes the tackle.
Timeout. Texas Tech. Second charge timeout of the half. 30-second timeout.
21 seconds to go. Second timeout used up by Texas Tech, so they still have one more to go.
Well, incidentally, I think the running back spun right there, and I think he was just trying to get some more yards, but really puts the ball kind of in the middle of the field for the place kicker. So inadvertently, I think he's in a good position for if they don't convert right here at this first down, that the ball's in the middle of the field, and really a good angle for this kicker for another shot at 3 going into halftime.
And he's perfect. Ryan Buston, the sophomore from Kilgore, Texas, is 5 for 5 for field goals. The Big 12 overall this year, coming into this Saturday, 15-2 in non-conference, leads the nation at 88%. So far this year, the Big 12 had outscored the opponents 788 to 263. That's a margin of 525 points. And right now, the Red Raiders on top 35-14, and they want to add to it before they head for the locker room. 3 wideouts to the top of your screen. Eric Ward at the very top. Daggy comes back the other way, and this one's complete. That's Bell at the 10-yard line, or just shy of it at the 11. Rashad Jackson in coverage again defensively.
Yeah, the New Mexico defense was in a soft zone there, and Javon Bell just took advantage. I think they're trying to respect his speed a little bit. He's the vertical pass threat, comes back and makes a nice catch. 14-yard pickup. Daggy goes back to work. 15 seconds. Boy, doing a nice job. Kenny Williams there slides out as the safety valve. But the Lobo sniffed it out at the last second to Bolema. Number 41 coming over there. If he had made the catch, he was ready to make the hit. He does a good job of being the outlet guy. It's kind of what you're taught as a running back is, check, see if there's any blitzers to pick up. And once you feel the quarterback's in distress, kind of leak out there and kind of be a safety valve. And he missed him, but not a bad miss. Stops the clock, gives him 10 seconds to work here.
Daggy doing a great job with his post-snap reads, but the offensive line giving him some time to throw the ball as well. 10 seconds. Touchdown. Darren Moore.
Seth Daggy's pass complete to number 14, Darren Moore for Red Raider touchdown.
Well, again, working on number 3, Rashad Jackson, the true freshman. Just looked a little bit too soft there in that zone coverage, and they take advantage of it for another touchdown with this extra point. Going to go 42-14 going in half.
Mentioned Moore with 3 touchdown receptions against New Mexico last year. Ward with 3 tonight. That's the first for Moore. So they're going to wind up having a little contest amongst themselves as Boston drills through yet another extra point. So Darren Moore, the senior from Irving, Texas, missed the season opener. But he came back with 2 touchdowns last week. That's his 3rd multiple touchdown game, and he hopes to add another one here tonight.
Well, if they're in a competition, I don't know if they're going to keep up this scoring barrage right here. These guys might not see the field very much in the second half. So, start the second half. If he wants to compete with Eric Ward, he's going to have to do so early on in the second half.
Daggy already over 300. Now keep in mind, 319 last week, his 10th 300-yard passing game. 5 touchdowns. He had 5 last week. He had 5 against New Mexico last year. So he's got one more half to set a career high here tonight.
And just look at those numbers. I mean, pretty amazing. I mean, I would definitely take that at the end of a whole game, let alone the first half. So very impressive by Seth Daggy right now.
We take a look at the deep men now. You notice they're up to the 7-yard line after that short kick last time by number 45, Kramer Fife. Of course, the short kick was the key play on that 5-play, 23-yard drive, taking just 29 seconds. Fife with yet another kick. This is a bouncer. Clayton's going to take it at the 11-yard line. Clayton up over the 20, and that's going to be the final play. There is a penalty flag, so it might not be the final play. Time has elapsed here in the first 30 minutes, but we'll wait the call by Eddie Shelton.
Block in the back, receiving team number 31. That penalty's declined. Halftime.
So it turns out that is the final play of the first half. 42-14. Texas Tech, their final non-conference game here in 2012. They'll have a bye next week when they go on the road to take on Iowa State before returning home for back-to-back home games against Oklahoma and West Virginia. Let's check in with Leslie.
Well, Coach, they make a big play on special teams. How important was it to come back, not only score once, but you have to score a couple times?
Well, a little disappointed on their kickoff return. We tried something new, and it obviously didn't work. Defensively, we didn't tackle very well on one drive. And other than that, we played pretty well on offense. We're clicking on all cylinders. The running game's going, which is helping the passing game.
Eric Ward with 3 touchdowns after missing him last week. What kind of addition is he to this offense?
Well, he means a lot. You know, it means a lot of confidence to all the players, especially the offensive linemen. They really feel good when he's in the game. So we'll probably pull him out the second half and get him ready for the last 9 games, but he's playing awfully well.
All right, thanks, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
All right, thanks, Leslie. That's the end of the first half. It's 42-14, Texas Tech on top of New Mexico here on Fox College Sports. Daggy with 5 touchdowns. One more, that's going to be a career high. When we come back, we'll take you out to our Los Angeles studio for our Fox College Football Halftime Report with Kevin Frazier and Marcus Allen. College football here on Fox College Sports. It's halftime in Lubbock, Texas. Red Raiders 42-14 over New Mexico. Mike Clayton and Ben Lieber. And Ben, last year, Seth Daggy called out the New Mexico secondary, saying we're going to rip them apart. He did. He backed it up with 5 touchdowns. This year, he said he noticed they're playing a lot faster and they're playing a lot harder. He has 5 touchdowns. What impresses you the most about him?
Well, you know, he's getting great protection right now. The offensive line is doing a tremendous job. And Eric Ward has really stepped up. 3 touchdowns in this first half, 5 touchdowns for Daggy. And I tell you what, they start off right here in the start of the game. The first of 3 to Eric Ward puts him up 7-0. Then Eric Stevens comes on the run of 21 yards on the right side, puts him up 14-0. Then New Mexico answers back with a little run of their own with a 3-yard touchdown. And then Eric Ward again, you'll see one long pass here, and then he'll follow that up with a 7-yard touchdown catch to put Texas Tech up 28-7. But then New Mexico comes right back with a 98-yard kickoff return by Chase Clayton, and you really felt the momentum shift. But then Texas Tech gets the ball back, and their big tight end Jason Morrow with a 9-yard touchdown jump in the back of the end zone. And then they come back again, going into into halftime. Darren Moore, the 10-yard catch to come up 42-14, really commanding the game right now.
So Daggy has 5 touchdowns as we check out the numbers now. 455 yards in the first half by Texas Tech.
Yeah, it really is an amazing job. And look at their defense, holding New Mexico to 88 total yards. I mean, both offense and defense are really clicking right now. Other than the special teams touchdown they gave up, they're playing a very, very solid and very polished game right now.
Bob Davie told us earlier, of course, he's trying to build a foundation, and this is ground zero. First building block this year. He's got to recruit his own athletes. What is he telling these young men in the locker room right now?
Well, I think he's telling these guys, listen, you guys have to fight. I want to see what you guys can do when you're down, the momentum's down, you're down by a lot of points. I want to see you guys fight in the second half and really battle back, because it's a test of character. They're trying to figure each other out, new coaching staff, new players. He wants to see the intestinal fortitude that these players have.
42-14 right now as the Red Raiders are trying to wrap up their non-conference season at 3-0. And we'll be back with more halftime inside Jones AT&T Stadium right after this. Welcome back inside Jones AT&T Stadium here on Fox College Sports. Mike Gleason, Ben Lieber, Leslie McCaslin. Great to have you with us here. Halftime 42-14. Texas Tech on top. Ben, let's take a look at your Heisman hopefuls here in 2012.
Well, like everybody else, I got Matt Barkley on top. He's going to have to do a lot to kind of lose that top pedestal position. But Geno Smith has really come up in my eyes. The guy he's dynamic. He can run. He can pass. I really like his athleticism. And I tell you what, my last 2 guys here, Landry Jones and Colin Klein, my alma mater at Kansas State, a big showdown for both of those guys next week as Kansas State goes to OU. I'm really excited to watch that game, and I think for these 2 guys, in my eyes, this is going to be a big game for their Heisman hopes as they battle each other.
Well, there's a guy that's not on the list there, Seth Daggy. You got Geno Smith, Landry Jones from the Big 12. Let's take a look at what Daggy did against Oklahoma last year. As we talked about in the first half, Neil Brown said he put the team on his back. All he did, Ben, 441 yards, 4 touchdowns. They knocked off the Sooners 41-38 in Norman.
Well, I think the thing I really like to see, I'm seeing out of Seth Daggy this game is, Texas Tech is really kind of known for their horizontal passing game, like to throw it out to quick passes on the outside. And I think today, he's doing a great job of getting that ball down the field. 39-yard touchdown pass to Eric Ward. And he is just doing a tremendous job of picking apart this defense, having time, going through his progressions. He looks very, very impressive tonight.
11 300-yard game, 5 touchdowns. That ties a career high as we check in with Leslie.
Well, I had a chance to catch up with New Mexico head coach Bob Davie as he came out on the field, and he said it's just shocking. He said it a couple times, shocking. He said there was that 3rd and 18 touchdown we gave up early, he said, which was frustrating, but there were so many things. He said, we just can't stop him. I said, then coach, what do you tell your players? He said, well, we have to narrow the focus. We can't worry about the ramifications and what people are going to be saying, and we just have to go out and play football in the second half.
Well, Leslie said take it one step at a time, right, Ben? Just baby steps as he tries to rebuild that program.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I've been in these players' shoes as far as being a New Mexico defender, and it's never fun. But this is a time where, you can check yourself, check your mental toughness, and this is a time where you can work on the little things to get you better for the next week and the week and the season beyond. So, look for these guys to play within themselves and check their mental toughness.
Number 4 is Marquez Bradley. Sadale Foster, number 8, to the right of your screen. Greg Rivera getting ready to kick off the second half. The Lobos had won the toss, and they took the football to open this game. So now Daggy and company will have it at the 1-yard line. It's Sadale Foster. Foster gets up over the 20, 25, and all the way up to the 28-yard line. Tommy Tuberville said once the Big 12 season starts, if the ball goes in the end zone, they'll probably take a knee.
Yeah, but, that 25 yards is hard to pass up whenever that ball goes in the end zone. But right there, the ball's a little short, and Sadale, you saw the frustration after that run. He was so close to breaking that through. Nice little hole there on the left side, and a nice little return.
Number 7, Daggy, back in the ball game. 5 touchdown passes. 6 will be a career high. How long do we see Mr. Daggy here in the second half?
I think if they come out and they put some points on the board, put another touchdown on the board in these first 2 drives of the second half, I could see him taking a seat.
Daggy comes out firing, and this one's complete to Darren Moore over the 35. Stopped at the 36-yard line. So Daggy continues to pile up the yards. We mentioned his 11 300-yard game, and he's not finished working yet. Last year, 4,000 yards. 4,004 to be exact. 28 touchdowns. He's got 5 already here tonight. Picked up 7 on that play. Stevens picks up the first down all the way up to the 45. And Ben, every time it looks like he's stopped, picks up 2 or 3 more yards.
Yeah, he just does a good job of keeping his legs going. He's kind of a smaller back and just kind of squirts through some of those arm tackles, and he's doing a really good job of just pounding those legs and driving forward. And Texas Tech doing a good job right now of keeping that offense balanced. First 1 pass, 1 run, and see what they do here.
Picked up 13 on the last play. Daggy goes to work, steps up in the pocket, fires, and has his man. Complete all the way down to the 35-yard line. Williams, he's had quite the journey, Ben. Junior college, Division II, now playing D1.
Well, he gets a nice little zone read right here. Again, New Mexico playing this zone, and Texas Tech is just finding the open holes in these soft spots in these zones. And if New Mexico's going to play this type of defense, they're not going to have a chance at all to make a comeback.
Well, Bob Davie said if they need work, it's in the back end and the secondary. And the secondary getting a workout here against Daggy. Keep it on the ground. This is Stevens. Spins his way down inside the 30-yard line. Red Raiders on the move again. A.J. Butler makes the stop.
Well, it's so impressive to see Eric Stevens Jr. come out and had that devastating knee injury last year, and he's just running hard. Doesn't look like he's feeling any of the effects from that surgery and that knee issue. So, glad to see him come back and running hard.
I want to talk about the stable of backs their average last week against Texas State right after this play. Nice hole on the left side. Still on his feet. It's Stevens all the way down inside the 15-yard line. And last week, then, Williams averaged 12.4 yards a carry. Stevens 10.5. Foster 5.2. So that is quite the stable.
Well, the thing the fact that I like to see out of him right now is it's a left knee injury, and a couple times now he's had that inside spin move where he's really got to plant off that outside leg and really test that knee and test the stability in that knee. So he trusts it so much where he's going to have spin moves, a hard plant, and spin inside for extra yardage.
They get a first down inside the 10 at the 9-yard line. Daggy comes up firing. There's the 6th touchdown.
Seth Daggy's pass complete to number 22, Jason Morrow for a
The big tight end with his 2nd tonight. 6 for number 7.
There's the big tight end that was talking about having 90 catches this year, which is not going to happen in this offense, but a nice little drag play. Nobody picks him up. Defenders looking around like, hey, who's that guy? But you can't miss him. He's 6'5". Great young talent here they have at Texas Tech at tight end. He's going to have a great career here if he keeps this thing up.
Well, Ryan Buston's having a great season so far, kicking the football. The left footer, perfect in 2012. So Daggy and company take the ball, tack on 7 more. O'Merrill, big sophomore, has his 2nd touchdown. Fox College football on Fox College Sports, presented by Frost Brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer. 49-14, Texas Tech on top. Late in the first half, Jeremy Reynolds was carted off in the locker room. Leslie, what's the update on Jeremy?
Yeah, just a quick update on Jeremy Reynolds. He sprained his right knee. He's undergoing further evaluation, but he won't be returning this game.
Okay, thank you, Leslie. Tommy Tuberville had that undefeated season at Auburn. Ben never got a shot at the national championship, which was kind of bizarre. You run the table in the SEC, you don't get a shot at the national championship. Now he's trying to turn things around defensively. Of course, last year they averaged 33 points a game, but as Leslie said, they dropped the last 5. Their first losing season here in 16 years.
Well, I tell you what, if they can stay healthy, because they were plagued by injuries last year, and if they can stay healthy, this offense can be this dynamic and this potent, and this defense really being stifling, you know, they're going to have a chance to really make some waves here in the Big 12.
Tommy Tuberville. It was a 13-0 season, then 11-2 at Auburn in 06. Chase Clayton brings it back out to the 20-yard line. We saw Clayton with a 98-yard touchdown return in the first half. So Tuberville, Ole Miss, Auburn, Texas Tech. He was 85-40 at Auburn, now in his 3rd year here at Texas Tech. What a pleasure talking with him yesterday, huh?
Yeah, he was great. He was just, I love his demeanor, just kind of laid back and just kind of gives it, tells it like it is, and very easy to talk to.
B.R. Holbrook.
B.R. Holbrook's
line of scrimmage was the 20-yard line, and he gets up about the 22 or 23-yard line.
Here is your Gene Messer Auto Group drive summary. Texas Tech goes 6 plays.
So Bob Davie, a lot of people around these parts remember him as the defensive coordinator at Texas A&M.
14-yard pass from Seth
A&M led the Southwest Conference, all 4 major defensive categories. The only team in Southwest Conference history to pull that off. And right after this play, I'll tell you what he talked about. He said at Texas A&M, he never played Texas and Texas Tech on the road in the same season, never back-to-back, and now in New Mexico trying to build things. He's on the road 2 straight weeks and back-to-back at Texas and Texas Tech.
Yeah, it's tough to build confidence in a young team and a team that you're just trying to figure out yourself. And you go on the road to two big powerhouse teams in the Big 12, and you know, things aren't looking good right now, but it's going to be tough on the kids, but also, you know, great opportunities to learn from it, and you're only going to get better and grow from these situations.
Holbrook with a 3rd down, 6 situation with a 24. Double wide to the top. They go deep, and it's deflected, and it falls incomplete.
Nice little play by Bruce Jones there, the corner. He's one of those JUCO transfers that we've talked about for this Texas Tech Raider defense, and nice man-to-man. Doesn't fool him at all, and the ball was up in the air, and I think he would love to come down with it, but nice little breakup in the man-to-man situation, and a nice pickup for Texas Tech to get one of these JUCO guys to come out and have an immediate impact.
Tommy Tuberville wanted to get the defense off the field, and that's what they did. Zuzalik runs out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Bruce Jones, 5'7", 171, a junior from Riverside City College. Intended receiver, Jarek Magnan, incomplete. No, Ben Lieber, he hit the nail on the head. Daggy gets his 6th touchdown pass. He's pulled, and there's the backup quarterback, Michael Brewer, a redshirt freshman out of Lake Travis, Texas. You know, the game opened up. Daggy was hitting 72.7% of his passes. This young man's hitting 71.
Well, I don't know if you're going to see them air it out too much. I mean, I don't know how much more you can run up the score, 49-14, but let's see what this kid's got.
Well, they keep it on the ground. The first play goes to Kenny Williams. He gets to the 40-yard line. But I think Bob Davie is he's been around the game, of course, long enough. And he knows that Brewer is a backup quarterback, and he's going to want to throw the ball a little bit. There's the final numbers, 340, 6 touchdowns. He's averaging 33 attempts. Daggy throws at 35.
Brings up 2nd down and 6. The ball in the 42.
2+ quarters. So now Michael Brewer comes in. Brewer was 10 for 13 in the opener. And victory of Northwestern State. Brewer comes up firing, and he's 1 for 1 here tonight. It's going to be close to the first down. A little bit shy. Jakeem Grant.
Pass complete to number 11, Jakeem Grant.
Nice little job. He blitz off the left side. He recognizes to get the ball off quick, and you want to see that out of your young quarterback. Be able to sit there with a little bit of poise, knowing the pressure's coming in his face. You're going to get hit. Gets the ball out nice quick delivery.
So 3rd down in inches now. There you see the numbers on Michael Brewer. Brewer leading his high school at Lake Travis to 4 state championships. Now getting some playing time here as a redshirt freshman. And they're going to pick up the first down on the ground. Dallas Bolema makes the tackle. Kenny Williams was the ball carrier.
First down.
You couldn't ask for a better situation, really, if you're Texas Tech. You got a bye week coming up next week, and you got a couple tough games coming up. And this is a good chance for the young quarterback and the young guys in this offense and defense to get a look, get some real game time experience as they go into the tougher part of their schedule in the Big 12 Conference, and knowing that you have some guys behind you with some depth and some experience, and as they've been there and done that, and you're going to need that as you go into the meat of the schedule.
And they keep it on the ground again. Some running room. And plenty of running room inside the 40-yard line. Another first down is Jakeem Grant. So he gets his first catch and his first carry. And it's a good one. Another first down, Texas Tech. 13 yards. And Ben, getting back to Seth Daggy, Tommy Tuberville telling us yesterday, he's what you're looking for in a college quarterback. He's a great leader. He'll do anything he can for any player. And he's helped Brewer a lot in the offseason.
Yeah, that's what you expect out of your leader. You know, take care of the guys beneath you and really kind of help bring this team forward even after you're gone. I mean, you can not only can leave your legacy in the production that you put on the field, but also in the people that you help out. And you know, hopefully he can get Brewer up to speed, and Brewer can learn from him, and they can kind of pick up when he leaves and keep this high-powered offense going.
Another first down for Kenny Williams and the true freshman, Rashad Jackson. Making a nice tackle, though, after the big gain. So Jackson getting a good taste of Division I football here in the Big 12 Conference. Red Raiders working out of the pistol. Williams again inside the 25-yard line. Joe Stoner, the middle linebacker, makes the initial contact on the play.
Kenny Williams, the ball carrier.
Picks up 5 more.
Tackle made by number
Not a bad little play there. It's kind of doing something a little unconventional for Texas Tech. Right guard, LaRaven Clark, doing a little bit of a kind of a pull, just kind of a trap type of action as they run downhill. Power football is really not their type of game, but effective enough to pick up 4 yards.
3 wideouts to the top of your screen for Michael Brewer. He goes there, and it's complete. Nice defensive play that time. Jakeem Grant, the receiving end, and
Michael Brewer's
Lobos were all over him.
Jakeem Grant.
Devontae Tabana coming up to make the initial contact there, the sophomore from Oxon Hill, Maryland.
Well, the inside blitz there was ineffective just because they got the ball out so quick, but it's a great job by the secondary to step up on those little bubble screens and make the nice tackle for loss.
Loss of 3, so it's 3rd down and 9 at the 26. Brewer loses the football. And it's going to be recovered by Texas Tech down near the 20-yard line. Tyson Williams was there. Good pursuit by Joseph Harris, the rush linebacker.
Well, Brewer there just wiping his hands off. Can't believe the ball just kind of came out of his hands. And, you know, when you feel pressure like that, that's just kind of a young mistake. You know, you got to tuck that ball away. Because those guys, those defensive guys, as they come around the edge, they're looking to swipe at your hand, swipe at that throwing hand to knock the ball out. You know, it's just a great job by Joseph Harris coming off the left side there.
Harris beating Rashad Fortenberry, the backup left tackle. You know, Ryan Buston. He's perfect from the field goal department at 5 for 5, and he misses for the first time. So he's 5 for 6.
Well, you jinxed him, Lee.
I've been known to do that to a few people. In basketball, if a guy's going to shoot a free throw, he's going to miss it if I mention it. Buston misses, but it's still 49-14. But the Lobos coming back on offense. Seth Nagy, a career-high 6 touchdown passes, 49-14. Let's check in with Leslie.
Well, Seth Nagy is quite the leader for Texas Tech. In fact, in the offseason, he wrote encouraging letters to every one of his teammates. It's actually an idea he got from his coaches. The position coaches write a letter every week to each player in the offseason just to give them some, you know, encouragement when they can't talk to him verbally. And Seth has done that, and they said it carries more weight when it comes from a fellow teammate. He's also taken his teammates under his wing, and that includes Michael Brewer, who is going to be the future here at Tech after Seth is gone.
Well, thanks, Leslie. It's a good point. But Neil Brown saying it means more coming from the quarterback than the assistant coach or the offensive coordinator. Cole Gauchi now, the true freshman quarterback in at quarterback, and this is Gauchi with the keeper up over the 25. So
Cole Gauchi, the ball
McGuavin, Sam McGuavin, a sophomore from Garland, Texas. Gauchi picks up 4 on the play. I mentioned Aguavin and Blake Dees getting a lot of experience last year when they were decimated by injuries on the defensive side. Tommy Tuberville saying that they probably neither of them would have played much if the defense had been intact. 2nd and 6 after the 4-yard gain. Gauchi again up over the 30-yard line. Gauchi led his high school team to 5A state championship last year. He was Mr. Football in the state of New Mexico.
You know, I've been pretty impressed with this young kid, Cole Gauchi. I mean, he comes in a situation last week where Holbrook was injured. He kind of gets thrown in the fire against Texas, and you know, has to play against the big boys, being such a young quarterback. And here he is coming out now again and running this option and just getting invaluable experience playing against some big-time talent and really doing a pretty good job of running that triple option.
Hits the left side this time. Should be enough to move the chains. Had to get to the 32. Jarrell Presley, redshirt freshman out of Newcastle, Delaware. And it's going to be a first down for the Lobos. Picked up 3 on the play. Pete Robertson making the stop. He's a redshirt freshman from Longview, Texas.
I think if you're a coach and you're watching Gauchi play right now, it's not so much about the yardage that he can pick up carrying the football, but it's more so about his decision making, how he can read those defensive ends, how he can read those guys on those blocks, and whether he's going to pull the ball or hand the ball off to that first running back. You know, those are the type of things that he's going to get an invaluable experience out here, and the coach is going to love to see that out of their young quarterback.
New Mexico, the first charge team timeout.
Well, the Lobos had a first down. Bob Davie uses his first of 3 here in the second half, so he'll have 2 timeouts remaining. 49-14. Red Raiders closing out the non-conference season. Bye next week. Road game in 2 weeks at Iowa State. Then they have Oklahoma and West Virginia here on this field. So they'll see Landry Jones and Geno Smith back-to-back games. At halftime, we talked about your Heisman hopefuls. Both of those guys were on the list. Then you got Seth Nagy here. He led the nation in passing last year. He's got 6 touchdowns tonight. Where does he fit in with the Big 12 all-conference team?
You know what? I don't know. I mean, it's going to be a tight race at the top, and it's going to be. I kind of wish we were coming back doing those games, and then it'd be a lot of fun to watch these those high-powered offenses play against each other. You know, they got Oklahoma and West Virginia. Thankfully, they have them at home, but You know, they've got Kansas State and TCU at Kansas State and Dallas. So they've got a tough schedule in the next 4 games.
B.R. Holbrook back in at quarterback now. Holbrook, who drops back, swings it out in the flat. And they maybe pick up 1 on the play as Chase Clayton, a sophomore from Carson, California, pull that in the flat.
Well, this is the thing you got to love if you're the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech. You're up by a lot. The guys very easily could sit back and just kind of play soft and let the time run off the clock and get to the end of this ball game. But these guys are still flying around, playing with a lot of intensity. And those type of plays right there where the balls are swung out into the flat, you want guys rallying, and you don't want a big gain, and they did just that.
Picked up 2 on the play. Tommy Tuberville talking about recruiting speed. David and I in the backfield. This is Clayton, gets to the 35 and no more.
Then we talked about it again. This Texas Tech defense staying aggressive, playing fast. It's a very much improved defense. You know, last year they're near the bottom of defense in the country, and you look at it here. I mean, scoring defense is 7th, rushing defense. I know they'd like to have that up higher than 17, but you know, you can't be mad about being ranked number 4 in the country right now in total defense.
Well, what did you say? 11 junior college recruits, 8 on the defensive side. Jarrell Presley in the backfield. Holbrook. And the whistle. Holbrook stood there. And it's a good thing those Red Raiders heard the whistle, because they were all over him.
Delay game. Offense, number 12. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
Bob Davie and Bob DeBest, the offensive coordinator and the head coach, telling us both at separate times this week, Ben, that they said, hey, this B.R. Holbrook is one tough dude. I mean, 3 head coaches, 4 offensive coordinators. He's been hit and he's been hit often, and he keeps coming back.
Yeah, and you say that how many coordinators been through. I mean, he's not only mentally tough, but he's physically tough. I mean, if you run this triple option, a lot of times the quarterbacks will be running the ball, getting hit by these bigger linemen, these bigger linebackers more than most quarterbacks get hit. He just keeps bouncing up and keeps playing through injury, and you know he's got to be hurting a lot of times. So, you know, it really says a lot about his character, his demeanor, his mental toughness to go through different coordinators and run this physical offense.
Well, they faced a 3rd down and 13, and the pocket collapsed. There was good coverage in the secondary, so he runs out of bounds, pushed out by Nebo. It's going to bring up a punting situation. Holbrook, incidentally, had his best game passing ever against Texas Tech. He was 30 of 50 2 years ago for 323 yards, but that was a different offense, of course. Ben Scare back on to punt. Austin Zuzala, the senior from right here in Lubbock, back to receive at his 20. This one goes off the right side of his foot. He had a 58-yarder. In the first half, it goes out of bounds. Texas Tech coming back on offense. We'll see the backup quarterback, Michael Brewer. Number 7 is Will Smith, the middle linebacker for Texas Tech. Art Kaufman, the defensive coordinator, said he is as relentless as any linebacker he's been around, Ben. And Bruce Jones started at cornerback. Smith and Jones both from Riverside City College, I should say. You see Rashad Rainey playing linebacker for New Mexico. He's also from there. So Bruce Jones, Dell Foster. Rainey's known Foster since kindergarten. Will Smith texted Rainey this week and said the offensive coordinator at Tech said, hey, this guy's pretty good. We could have used him, and that made Rainey's day.
I think it would. You know, what got Texas Tech wants you, and unfortunately didn't work out for him, but it's going to make him feel pretty good that you're wanted by a bigger program, and you know, this shows when you go 11-0 at junior college, it produces a whole bunch of athletes, and they get a whole bunch of opportunities at Division I level.
Penalty flag was dropped as Jakeem Grant picks up a big gainer. Jamal Merritt finally runs him out, but again, let's listen to see what Eddie Shelton has to say about who's guilty.
Holding. Offense, number 75. 10-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Well, Ben, that was my first guess. Jared Casters, number 75, a redshirt freshman from Altair, Texas.
Well, that's not a way to really make a mark when you come into the game late in the game like this, and usually on those those big runs and you see a flag, it's most likely you probably got a big run because somebody was doing something they weren't supposed to, and he was caught holding there. But he's definitely going to have to get those jitters out. I mean, for a lot of these young guys on the offensive line coming in late in the game, this is really like the start of a game for them. So they have some jitters as well, and he'll have to figure that out and kind of calm down.
Grant is 5'6". Reminds some people here at Texas Tech of Nehemiah Glover. He was 5'8", but he piled up over 2,700 yards at Texas Tech. He was looking for Jakeem Grant again, but Brewer's going to keep it himself. Gets over the 20-yard line, and he's pushed out by Bolema. They have to get all the way to the 38-yard line for the first down.
Pushed out of bounds by number 41, Dallas Bolema.
And they moved the chains the last time Brewer came in, but New Mexico kept them out of the end zone. As we move inside 2 minutes here in the third quarter, they picked up 5 on that play.
5 yards on the play brings up second down and 15. The ball to the 20.
And Ben, the reason he ran because good coverage, right?
Lobos good coverage. They had a little design screen on the inside, and it just wasn't there. He just didn't feel comfortable with it, so he did the smart thing and ran around the right side there where there was not a lot of defenders and picked up a little bit of positive yardage.
Good coverage. They got back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe the ball completed to Derek Edwards, a redshirt freshman from Brenham, Texas.
To number 19, Derek Edwards.
Rashad Jackson, number 2. That's Rashad Jackson's twin brother, both freshmen, of course.
A gain of 6 yards on the play brings up third down and 9. The ball on the 29.
Then they got over the line of scrimmage, picked up 6, but it's 3rd and 9 at the 29. 4 wideouts, 3 split to the bottom of the screen now for Michael Brewer. Brewer goes over the middle, has his man, and I think they might have picked up the first down. Forward progress. That's Jordan Davis, the redshirt sophomore from Arlington.
Brewer's pass complete to number 85, Jordan Davis for a Red Raider first.
Well, Ben, that was impressive. They had 2nd and a mile, and 3rd and 9. They pick it up.
That was his bad technique by Tabanal there. I mean, they were in man-to-man coverage, and he just let the guy, he didn't even move his feet, and the guy just cut across his face. And I understand sometimes when you have inside help in those man-to-man situations, you want to be on the outside leverage, but you still have to be a little bit disruptive and get your hands on him to throw off that timing.
Good read that time and good pursuit by number 41, Dallas Bolema again. He was one of the first defensive players there.
Dallas Bolema.
Bob Davies saying last week against Texas they gave up too many third downs. One was a 22-yard pass on 3rd and 16, as Texas was 10 of 14 in third down conversions a week ago.
Well, that's going to burn you anytime as a defensive coordinator when you're sitting there and you've done so much work on 1st and 2nd down, and you get into 3rd down and you say, hey,
And that's the end of the third quarter with the score Texas Tech.
We played 3, final 15 minutes, just around the corner, 49-14, Tech on top. 15 minutes to go before they put this one away in the books. 49-14, those are the numbers. And Ben, you being an All-American at Kansas State, I really wanted to talk defense. But Max, our producer, says, let's talk about Daggy, 6 touchdowns. And you got to talk about the big guys up front, too.
Yeah, I mean, it was Daggy's day, and receivers had a big day. But, I have to give a little bit of love to these offensive linemen. I mean, you look at a lot of these passes, and he has so much time. Things may break down. There might be some coverage, but look at the offensive line, giving Daggy all the time he needs to go through his progressions, letting the receivers get open. And every time, all these touchdown passes, he has a clean pocket, sets his feet, makes some nice throws, and anytime cannot get pressure on the quarterback, he's gonna hurt you, and he's gonna put some points on the board.
340 yards passing, 6 touchdowns, but they've also rushed for 226 yards so far. First play of the fourth quarter coming up here. Michael Brewer, the backup, in, and this one falls incomplete. The intended receiver there was Bradley Marquez. Mentioned earlier in the broadcast, a member of the New York Mets organization. So basically for Tommy Tuberville, he's a walk-on because the Mets paying for his education.
That's not a bad way to free up a scholarship when you got an athlete that's so good that the New York Mets are going to pay for his school right now, and he's going to play football and play summer league baseball with the Mets, and kind of a 2-sport stud there.
Austin Zuzalik, this senior from Lubbock, getting some playing time on the offense, usually a punt returner. He's number 6. And Brewer Getting flushed from the pocket, so Michael Brewer will tuck it and run. Boy, Brewer gets all the way up over the 45-yard line. Had to get to the 49 for the first down. Jakeem Grant. Very nice little block there at the very end.
Yeah, you see Jakeem Grant, the little guy, stepping up. You know, as a receiver, you know, a lot of times you just want the football and you want to make some plays. But in this type of offense with so much horizontal passing game, you ask these guys to block downfield a lot. And this little guy stuck his nose in there and allowed Michael Brewer to pick up a few more yards.
Picked up 11, but not enough for the first down, so it's fourth down. 49-14 in the lead. They're going to go for it. Foster and Aldeveros in the backfield. And they're going to keep the chains moving. Foster gets down to the 39-yard line. Dante Caro finally makes the stop. Sadale Foster, a junior from Riverside City College, and he's limping a little bit after that play, but picks up 13.
It's a little gimpy there, but you can see how the JUCO transfers can have an immediate impact. I mean, these guys in the running back position are pretty deep, and Sadell comes in, you know, late in the game and still gives them that punch and that explosion they need right up the middle.
Out of the pistol. Williams again. Williams slides through a small hole, gets inside the 35-yard line. Earlier we talked about, you know, Brewer, whether Brewer's going to throw it. Now they go for it on fourth down. And I guess what I was trying to say is, you know, Bob Davie, he's been around football long enough. He's a class act. He knows these are some of the backups here. So I don't think Bob Davie will complain after the game that they go for it on fourth down. And
no, I don't think so. I mean, he understands that they have the backups playing right now for Texas Tech. And, you know, it's still mano a mano. And for a lot of these guys deep on the depth chart, you know, the score really is 0-0, and you kind of run through your offense and defensive packages as if it's 0-0, and going for it on fourth down there, you know, that's just, you know, Coach Tuberville's trying to figure out how these guys can respond in those situations as well.
That was Kenny Williams picking up another first down after the 9-yard gain. The true freshman Rashad Jackson pushes him out of bounds. 13 to go in the ball game. Red Raiders aiming for a 3-0 start with a bye coming up next week. This one's complete down inside the 20-yard line. So the backups of the Red Raiders. So I say backups. Brewer's the backup. Of course, Kenny Williams started the ball game in the backfield. Jabari Johnson making the tackle, or at least the initial contact.
The thing I like to see that New Mexico's doing right now is, you know, defense still playing hard, and you know, they're ripping and stripping at that football and trying to get that ball out. So still working on their fundamentals and their discipline, trying to get that ball out, understanding that this game's out of hand, but they can still work on little things like that.
Good pressure, so Brewer throws it out of bounds. There's Joe Stoner, the middle linebacker, breaking through to put the pressure on the quarterback. So again, it's third down and 4. And Bob Davie saying that Texas Tech's offense would be a bigger threat than Texas was last week as we take a look at the time of possession. It's 8 minutes difference for Texas Tech in the lead, and that's something New Mexico wanted, is to command the clock here tonight. Complete inside the 10-yard line. Penalty flag dropped. That's Bradley Marquez again. Covered by Rashad Jackson.
Bradley Marquez, flag on the play.
So New Mexico, 11 scholarships under 85.
Personal foul, face mask. Offense, number 75. 15-yard penalty. Replay third down.
Another big one on Castor. He's going to hear about it.
Well, Castor early in the second half had a holding call, and now he has the hands to the face. Yeah, it's going to get called every time. When you see that helmet jiggling around, he actually physically grabs the face mask. You're not going to get away with that.
Bob Davie telling us this week he really embraced and cherished the opportunity to build something. And obviously New Mexico needs some building. 11 scholarships under. So what is it, 2-3 years before he really starts to make a lot of progress as far as the W's?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably, you know, pretty optimistic outlook. Is, you know, a couple of years. Give your program an opportunity to go out and recruit with the new coaches. And maybe they hit the JUCOs a little bit, just like Texas Tech has, to look for some immediate impacts. But, yeah, you got to give this program a little bit of time.
Long run by Brewer, but a penalty flag dropped again on the carpet here at Jones AT&T Stadium.
Blocking the back, offense number 34. 10-yard penalty, replay 3rd down.
So Bob Davie, twice the finalist for National Coach of the Year, spent 5 years as the head coach of the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame. And again, Texas A&M, the defensive coordinator of what they were known as the Wrecking Crew back in those days. And you go back to the 80-81 Pittsburgh defense, they led the nation in total defense. Guys like Hugh Green, and he's been around some great defensive players. Chris Dolman of the Vikings, of course. Always got to get some of those guys in Albuquerque to play for New Mexico.
Well, I do love a defensive-minded coach. I've had a few in my day, and you know, he's going to have a lot to work on with this team.
Timeout, New Mexico. Second charge timeout of the half.
So the Lobos with 1 timeout left, 11:40 to go. Bob Davie and the Lobos trailing 49-14 to the Red Raiders of Texas Tech. 3rd and 16, 49-14. Tech with the ball. Let's check it with Leslie.
Well, with New Mexico's depleted roster, they can't really afford to lose anybody, and they've been without strong safety. Matt Raymer, since the first quarter, he's their leading tackler. He forced a fumble and had a sack against Texas, but he had ice on his knee earlier, and now he's on the sidelines in a sweatsuit.
Yeah, he had 8 tackles and a sack and a forced fumble at Texas last week. He was former walk-on. Really emerged late in fall camp to take over that starting spot in the secondary. So Texas Tech facing a 3rd and 16 from the 31-yard line. Kenny Williams in the backfield with Michael Brewer, the backup quarterback, the redshirt freshman. Nice hole on the left side. Inside the 20. Finally stopped by Tim Foley.
Well, early in the game, we saw Texas Tech really attack that left side, and you know, I know they got some backups there in the offensive line, but they like what they can get out of that left side with that little hand sweep. And Kenny Williams with his explosion and burst hits that hole, and for a nice little gain. Still 4th down though, and another chance for this offense to figure some stuff out and get some work.
Gain of 14 by Williams that time. Williams along with Ontiveros in the backfield now. Williams gets the call again, hits that left side and fumbled the football, unless they're going to say the ground caused it. But you mentioned New Mexico playing tough, playing hard. Bob Davie saying we'll play as hard as we can for as long as we can. And they're still coming after him.
Yeah, they really are. And this is type of the gut check thing that you want to see out of your team, is how they respond against adversity. And you know that, you know, somewhere along the line, you know, that you may end up in games like this, and games where you really got to reach down deep inside yourself and still play and still produce and not look at the scoreboard. So it's nice to see these guys come out playing hard, playing fast, and it's going to serve them well later on in the season.
Well, Ben, they said the ground didn't cause it. Williams coughs up the football, so the Lobos trying to put some more points on the board. They'll have the ball when we come back. Welcome back inside Jones AT&T Stadium here on Fox College Sports. Let me clarify right after this play by New Mexico. They did not rule that a fumble. Holbrook comes out passing and completes it out in the flat. And nice bit of running there by Saquon Edwards, the sophomore from Houston. They went for it on 4th. It looked like the fumble, and I question whether or not the ground caused the fumble. They did not say it was a fumble. It was not ruled a fumble. They turn it over on downs because they did not get it on 4th down.
Yeah, it looked like he just reached out, tried to get that extra yard, tried to get that first down. He knew where the yard marker was, and he reached out. The ball came out, but you know, he was still a little bit short, so they turn it over on downs. It gives New Mexico's offense a chance to work on some things and move the ball down the field.
Gauchi at quarterback. Option, near side, almost pitched it. And good pursuit. A flurry of red jerseys. Michael starts. One of the backup defensive tackles coming in to make the stop. Big number 92. You know, Tommy Tuberville said we got to focus on getting off the field defensively. Get the offense on. 5 3-and-outs today for Texas Tech. Is that enough?
It's proven to be enough. I mean, I tell you what, they're doing enough to keep them under 14 points. And the first half, I thought, you know, they were going to hang with them, but you know, Texas Tech settled down and really showed the athleticism on defense and made some plays. And you know, whenever you're up, your offense can give you that much padding as a defense, then you can really pin your ears back and go attack and be aggressive, and I think that's what's happened in this game.
B.R. Holbrook's pass intended for number 84,
Holbrook
Ty Kirk.
felt the pressure by Sam Aguavin, but number 4, Derek Mays, nice job on that cornerback spot in coverage that time. So it's a 4th down situation now for the Lobos. And the ball is resting at the 24-yard line. So Zuzalik comes back in, the punt return man for Texas Tech. There's number 4, Derek Mays, a junior from Killeen, Texas. And Ben Scare came in with a 39-yard average. He's had a good night kicking the football. So there's another 3-and-outs, and that makes 6 now for Texas Tech. Another good punt. Zuzalik inside the 25-yard line. Zuzalik tried to get to the 30, hit a wall.
Austin Zuzalik on the return for the Red Raiders.
They come back. Red Raiders with the ball again. Coors Light game summary, Ben. Seth Daggy having a pretty good night.
Yeah, it's been all Texas Tech today. We start off first, and then the big return by Chase Clayton from New Mexico, and you really thought the momentum was going to shift and there's going to be more of a game to this, but Texas Tech comes right back with a couple more touchdowns. And Seth Daggy here with a 6-touchdown pass. Eric Ward has 3 touchdowns himself. Jason Morrow, the big tight end, has 2 touchdowns himself. Just too much Red Raider offense.
And that 6th touchdown to Darren Moore, 27 of 35, 340 yards, 6 touchdowns for Seth Daggy. We have 9 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and the Red Raiders back in possession is Michael Brewer. 4 wideouts, comes to the near side, and this one's complete. Nice second effort up to the 40 as Derek Edwards gets his second reception.
Derek Edwards.
Boy, this team is deep at receiver, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. I mean, they can make plays. I think they've got to feel comfortable if anybody goes down, not just one guy. I think if 3 guys go down during the course of the season, they have a whole bunch of guys that can step up and make plays.
And Sadale Foster, the running back, in the backfield. And instead they give it to number 11, Jakeem Grant.
Jakeem Grant, the ball carrier.
He's dragged down by Ja'Cory Greer, along with Dallas Bolima.
Little trick play, a little sweep there, and try to get the jitterbug. Jakeem Grant the ball and see what he can do in space. And they did a good job of pursuing by New Mexico's defense and smother him before he could really get anything going.
2nd and 13 now. 4 receivers, 3 to the left side. Working out of the pistol formation. Brewer. Plenty of time, goes upstairs for the home run ball. He had it and dropped it. That's number 1, Javon Bell, the junior from Jacksonville, Florida.
Michael Brewer's pass intended for
it looked like a really good play by number 14, Tim Foley there for New Mexico.
Defended by number 14.
I tell you what, that was a nice pass by Brewer, a lot of air on it. Thought he was going to come down with it, and Tim Foley, I think, gets his hand in there to knock the pass out. Nice defensive play by the backup corner.
I think Michael Brewer, the backup quarterback, enjoys working with 3rd down situations. Here's another one for him. 3rd and 13. Foster, who played wide receiver at junior college, in the backfield again, along with Brewer. There's the whistle. Penalty flag dropped before the snap. This sounds like a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty. Remains 3rd down.
And this one goes against the quarterback, Michael Brewer.
Well, I don't know if you saw the blitz coming there. It looked like New Mexico had a late blitz showing right there. I don't know if his eyes kind of came off and lost track of the clock, but you know, as a young quarterback, that's the things you have to manage about the game. You have to see everything, get a feel for the clock, get a feel for what the defense is doing, and make it all work.
You won't get out.
Brewer feeling pressure, and he's going down hard at the 22-yard line. Big number 90, Ja'Cory Carr. Brandon Branch coming in off of the Jamal Merritt, rather, off the safety blitz, giving him some help, but it was all big number 90 to slam him on the ground.
Well, it's about time. They've come up a few times running that inside blitz game, and Texas Tech with the running backs been able to step up and give Daggy some time early in the game, and finally they get through. And the defense, this is like we said, this is the part of the game where you need to still work on all your technique, all your fundamentals, your blitz game, and finally they get through and make a big play on defense.
Ryan Ertzleben on for the first time. He's only punted once so far this year. Ty Kirk lets it hit at the 39-yard line. It takes a Texas Tech bounce. So Ertzleben trying to shake off the rust. He didn't punt at all last week in the victory. And we come back. Lobos have the ball. Texas Tech on top, 49-14. Let's check in once again with Leslie.
Well, these Tech offensive coaches, including offensive coordinator Neil Brown, are not happy right now with the penalties. They're pretty intense over here. They don't care that they're up 35 points. They're trying to teach these younger players how to play ball, how to minimize the mistakes, and they're still going at it even though this game is already out of control.
Well, Leslie, it's a good point. You get the backups in there, they better play well. They'll hear about it.
Well, those are the things that you know, you can't just sit there and go through X's and O's and on the field. It's all about discipline, and that's just something that everybody has to work on. I don't care if you're a starter or a second-team guy or even a third-team guy. You got to go out there and play disciplined football and not kill yourself.
Chase Clayton along with David Anaya in the backfield. Clayton now weaves his through over the 45-yard line, just shy of the midfield stripe. Micah Awe makes the stop, the true freshman from Arlington, Texas.
Well, if there's got to be a bright spot for New Mexico right now, it's got to be Chase Clayton with that huge return and, you know, getting a few touches on offense here and you know, really showing that he can run this offense and return some kicks. So, you know, kind of a rare bright spot, I guess, for this this Lobo offense and this Lobo team.
Lobos, of course, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. 17 players on the roster from Albuquerque. Clayton stays in the backfield. Holbrook wants to throw it. Has it, and it's complete to Wiggins. Wiggins kicks it in the fifth gear and gets down near the 40-yard line.
Complete to number 24, Carlos Wiggins.
Falimi finally runs him out of bounds. I was going to say 17 from Albuquerque. I was looking at his Bob Davie tries to rebuild. He says he loves the area. 6 from Albuquerque over the years. Played in the National Football League from New Mexico. That's, I don't know what the population of Albuquerque, but that's pretty impressive. 6 guys going to the NFL.
That is pretty good, and it's pretty good out of any one city, really. You know, aside from the huge cities, but that's pretty good for Albuquerque. You have 6 NFL players, and that shows you that they can recruit out of that town and really produce some big-time players.
Presley. Fake handoff to Presley, and Gauchi had kept the football. Yeah, one played with you, Ryan Cook, with the Minnesota Vikings. So one was a Mountain West second all-time leading rusher. One was a 4-time first-team All-Mountain West. And, of course, the biggest name would be Brian Urlacher of the Chicago Bears.
Oh, Urlacher who? Yeah, he's an absolute beast, and it was fun to play with him, against him, I guess, and watch him play in the NFC North when I played with the Vikings. But another guy, Ryan Cook, I got to give a little shout-out to. I played with him with the Vikings, and he is now playing with the Dallas Cowboys and really stepped up the very first game on national TV. The center comes out. He got picked up just 4 days before the game and comes in there and plays an excellent football game. So good job for him, and a great pickup by the Dallas Cowboys.
Brian Urlacher, he did everything when he was at New Mexico. He returned punts, 178 tackles, led the NCAA. That was one season.
You know, you just don't find athletes like that anymore, especially in college, where you have a linebacker, this hybrid pass rusher, safety, can sit there and return kicks as well. I mean, shows his athleticism, you know, still doing it now in the NFL after all these years. And, you know, a lot of pride, I think, in that Lobo team and in Albuquerque to have Brian Urlacher still representing.
Jarrell Presley in the backfield. Holden, a little shovel pass inside. And the shovel pass goes to number 6, Presley, and he's tied up. The backup defenders What do they say? They have 6 3-and-outs now. So Art Kaufman, the defensive coordinator, has to be pleased with that.
Yeah, he's got to be pleased with that. He's just got to be pleased with the effort that you see out here. I mean, you know, it's 4 minutes and 4.5 minutes left to go in the game. You're up by a sizable lead, and these guys are still running to the football, gang tackling, playing with a lot of enthusiasm. So, you know, as a defensive coordinator, you got to love it. I mean, even as a team, you got to love to see these guys still playing their heart out.
That's a good point. As far as playing your heart out, now these Lobos too on the other side. As Holbrook, he's going down. There's nowhere to go. He's just buried. Ooh. They said he's a tough dude. He's got to be tough to take a hit like that.
B.R. Holbrook's
Number 92, that's Michael Starts again. That's the second time we called his number, and Holbrook bounces up.
Well, it seems like everybody had a chance to get him here. And Michael Starts just puts his helmet under his chin and drives him down. That's going to happen when you outweigh the quarterback by 100 pounds.
You talk about the backups of Texas Tech are in the game, so nobody's complaining if they throw it, if they go for 4th down, but they're trying. These guys are trying to score, and New Mexico, for the most part, kept them off the board here in the second half, 49-14. They've been stuck on 49 for a long time.
Yeah, you know, just like the effort that I think Texas Tech has been given on defense, you know, the Lobos got to be proud of the way their defense is playing the second half. And again, it's very easy to probably hang your head and just watch this clock tick down and get into the locker room, but they're playing with a lot of passion still, a lot of intensity, and they're playing to mean it. And again, that's a lot. You know, you got to find the positives in games like this, and I think you can walk away with a nice positive for the Lobos that they didn't give up.
There's a positive right there. Number 8, Sadale Foster. Nice gainer on 1st down. We take a look at the Jack in the Box scoring drives. 7 touchdowns on the first 8 drives. That's a good way to kickstart the ball game.
Well, you know, I was talking to the coaches from New Mexico before the game. They said, hey, we're just going to have to weather the storm because we know they're going to come out and throw the ball, this high-powered offense. And, you know, 7 for 8, you know, that's not really weathering the storm. Not exactly how they wanted this game to start. And, you know, really got to give credit to Texas Tech. They executed the game plan and put points on the board when it was given to them.
Foster again out of junior college. He was a running back in high school, wide receiver in junior college, and number 8 back in the backfield. Pretty much shook off the rust, though, in spring ball. They were really impressed with him.
Yeah, I think you got to be impressed with him. His vision on that run, his ability to stay balanced and keep his hips north and south. And, you know, Texas Tech has a stable of receivers. They got stable running backs, and this is a very deep team offensively.
Well, we'll see if the Lobos now can keep him out of the end zone again inside 3 minutes. Clock running at 2:57. In the pistol, Foster again slips a tackle, puts his head down, trying to get to the 20.
Foster, the ball
Probably be spotted just shy of that 20-yard line.
Tackle made by number 95, Jaron Bourne.
Well, now you're doing exactly what you need to do in this situation. You're up 49-14, and you know, just run the ball. I mean, the Lobos pretty much know it's 9 on 7. That's the inside run drill that you do in practice all the time. And in situations like this, you just tell a defense, hey man, it's 9 on 7. We got to stop them. And right now, Texas Tech is still running and grinding the ball down, even though the Lobos should know it's going to be a run nearly every play.
Brewer comes out. Should have been completed. That's number 33, Omar Ontiveros. We saw him catch a pass in the first half. Should have had 2 tonight.
Well, just when I say you need to run the ball, they run a little boot. So shows you how much I know.
Now again, Michael Brewer, the backup quarterback, he's going to want to throw it once in a while.
You got to feed the young guy a little bit here and there.
You know, earlier we talked about Seth Daggy helping him a lot in the offseason. In the spring game last year, Brewer was 21 of 28 for 297 yards, 2 touchdowns, and his black team beat the red team in that spring game. Have a nice run. This should be good for another first down. Now, don't get me wrong. If you're sitting at home, you're a Tech fan, I don't think he's going to beat out Seth Daggy. But,
no, I don't think so. But it has to make you feel really good right now to see Texas Tech execute right here in the second half. A lot of what their backup receivers, the backup running backs, the backup quarterback, still driving the ball. They haven't put any points on the board, but the fact that they're executing, they're not making any silly mistakes, and you know, I think you can really hang the hat on. You've got some depth now at Texas Tech.
7 more for Foster there in the pistol. Inside 2 minutes now. Foster again trying to break to the outside. Foster trying to get to the 10-yard line, and He's wrestled down by number 3, Rashad Jackson.
Sadale Foster, the ball carrier.
You know, you look at this running backs, Eric Stevens, Kenny Williams, Sadale Foster, all looked impressive. Tommy Tuberville saying that we'll probably use all 3. And the offensive coordinator, Neil Brown, saying I would like to see one separate themselves and be the back. But they all looked impressive here tonight, all 3 of them.
Yeah, they really have. And I was really impressed with Eric Stevens. I mean, to come off with the knee injury and to be running with the brace, you know, he carried pretty much the load tonight. And, you know, he looked impressive. He was able to cut off that knee, a couple inside spin moves. He really had to test the stability of that knee. You know, shows, I think, that he trusts it. And he's running hard north and south and making a lot of guys miss. I really liked him tonight.
Hey, Ben, did you see that last carry? Stop on a dime?
I did. You know, and the play before that, you know, he had a nice little stiff arm on the defensive tackle and showing his quickness right there and his joystick moves, much like a video game right there.
Well, Ja'Cory Greer, who's had a strong defensive game defensively for New Mexico. I think he was faked out of his shoes as Foster cut back. Foster in the pistol again. He gets the call. Foster trying to get into that end zone. He's yet to score a collegiate touchdown, and that could be the final play of the ball game. Clock is running with 12 seconds to go. Foster passing his career high of 56, and that's going to be the final play of this football game. And the Red Raiders of Texas Tech will open up 2012 3-0. Bob Davie now 1-2. They go on the road again. This is the second of 3 straight road games. Go to New Mexico State next week while the Red Raiders have a bye. And Ben, Texas Tech has 2 byes. New Mexico doesn't have any. Do you think maybe they could give him one?
I think if they allow that, you know, that's great sportsmanship if you can allow just to, hey, we got an extra bye. You guys can go ahead and take it because, you know, they might need it. They got a pretty tough schedule coming up here.
Well, Bob Davie saying he went back into coaching because he missed sitting up at 10 o'clock trying to figure out how to block a punt, trying to come up with that big play. Well, now he goes back to the drawing board and tries to figure out how they can get their second victory next week as we take a look at Texas Tech. A bye next week, a trip to Iowa State. Then they have Landry Jones and Geno Smith back-to-back right here in the stadium.
Well, thank goodness they have them right here at home, because I tell you what, this crowd is going to be loud, it's going to be packed, it's going to be hard for Oklahoma and West Virginia to run their offenses in this hostile environment. And, you know, if you're going to have to play those teams, which you're going to have to, thank goodness they have them at home, and it doesn't get any easier after that. We have Texas Christian, I think that's in Dallas. You know, they go to Kansas State. You know, you still have some tough games coming up.
I knew you were going to get Kansas State in there. Hold that thought. Let's go downstairs now and check in with Leslie.
Well, Coach, another big win for you guys. How would you grade this new defense of yours after 3 games?
Oh, our defense is much better. We tried to work on our depth the last 3 weeks too. We played a lot of kids, and you know we're getting ready to get in a 9-game stretch. We're going to need about 25 or 30 defensive players, but we've got more speed, we're tackling better, and we're playing better on 3rd down. That's what's helped us.
Well, Seth with a career-high 6 touchdown passes tonight. How would you rate his performance?
He's played great. You know, he worked very hard in the offseason. He's worked hard at with all of his receivers. We got quite a few receivers, and he's kind of spreading the ball around. Our offensive line's playing good, but we've got a running game going, and that's kept the rush off of him. So it's been great to watch him have a good 3 games. Now we got to turn it up a little bit.
All right, thanks, Coach, for your time. Congratulations on the win. We're going to move over here and get quarterback Seth Dagey. Hey, Seth, great game. 6 career-high touchdowns for you. Your 11th game of 300 yards passing. Do you feel more comfortable in your 2nd year as a starter?
Oh, yeah, a lot more comfortable. And I think it has to do with the guys around me. You know, I trust all the guys around me, especially the O-line. We played, you know, awesome. They did a really good job. They were challenged tonight, and they came out and did a really good job. So it just helps, you know, being comfortable with the guys around you.
Before halftime, when New Mexico made it a 14-point game and you guys came out and scored immediately, what were you telling your team on that drive?
You know, we just, you know, just like any other drive, we want to go down there and execute the plays and get in the end zone. And that's just kind of our MO, you know, something we expect to do every time we get on the field.
All right, thanks, Seth. Congratulations.
Leslie, thank you. 340 yards passing for Dagey, 6 touchdowns, a long of 39. That's it from Jones AT&T Stadium. Final score, Texas Tech 49-14 over New Mexico. For Ben Lieber, Leslie McCaslin, and our entire crew, Mike Gleason saying so long from Lubbock, Texas. You've been watching Fox College football on Fox College Sports. Texas Tech closing out the non-conference season at 3-0 a bye next week, then a road trip to Iowa State coming up in 2 weeks. So long, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.